Hello, everyone, and welcome to another session of Roll for Damage, where a group of us geeky friends decide to get together and showcase our storytelling through Dungeons and Dragons for all of the interwebs. Yes, I have eye problems again, so I'm wearing a patch because the right side of my face is swollen as fuck. It hurts, but I'll make it through. Just one announcement really today. Today is what is known, for those of you not from the United States, as Juneteenth. It basically marks the day when slavery was abolished in the Confederacy. Not in all of the U.S. It actually lasted until December of 1865 in the U.S., but it was specifically when Texas sort of finally said, okay, we're getting rid of it. Though it is a special day for the Black community in the United States, and probably all over the world. I'm not Black, so I wouldn't know. But I think we can all agree that we still have a long journey to go before we can truly celebrate equality. If you can, please take the time to learn about Juneteenth and the history of the Black community and educate yourself. And then support Black artists and do what you can to elevate the voices within the Black community as best you can. So that's our announcement for tonight. I think with that, it's time for us to jump into tonight's session of Roll for Damage. All right, so this time I'm remembering audio, because I'm a fucking idiot sometimes, I guess. It's hard to DM and do everything. Shut your mouths.
Shut your mouth.
All right, so last we left off, the Shields of Twilight had finished their trials on Avonhurst Rise, and finally came to meet Lux Eterna, the previous group that had dealt with an avatar of the god of eternal darkness. Speaking with them, they learned that there were 5 shackles holding Tharizdun to the deepest layer of the abyss. And they were on the prematerial plane, away from anywhere that he could potentially easily get at them. They explained that he likely he was amassing forces to try to break the chains, and he likely wouldn't come to Avonhurst Rise given how well defended it is and sort of a beacon of the Creator's light, unless it was a last resort. They also explained that not all the chains need to be broken in order for him to be able to rise and break free.
That's a lot of...
He only needed to break 3. They told the group that they had to keep this information very confidential, as only a very few people knew, mainly their group and maybe a few other people in the world, for good reason, in case anyone would try to use this knowledge to their advantage. And then explained that there was a shackle in the Cursed Wasteland close to Elithon, where one of the original breaches to the Abyss happened. There was another in Riveren, or underneath Riveren, in Atril. There was a third in Isgrav, near Darkholm, where another rift to the Abyss had happened thousands of years ago. And then the final one was in Veladon somewhere. They explained that they had sent a couple of their own group to check out one of the shackles, and Lex said that she would go to Isgrav to check in with the tribes there to make sure that nothing had happened before coming back to Riveren and meeting the group in the city. Erin said that she would, on her way back to her own business, take a look to see if anything was amiss with the shackle in Veladon, and that they could regroup later on if any new information happened. She also told the group that she would happily transport them to Zarithamar, which would be the best place for them to be able to continue their journey and move towards the Cursed Wasteland, as it would take them months to travel there from Avonhurst. The group reconvened. Quinn contacted his sister, who he found out was actually in Zarithamar, and they made their way to the city. They were overwhelmed by sort of the sights of the city, of this gigantic metropolis, which most had never even seen, even those who had come from large cities such as Dash, and quickly split off into two groups, Dobbie and the rest. The majority of the group headed to the temple, where Quinn did reunite with his sister, learned that his village had been reaped, and their souls were likely being tormented within the Shadowlands, and that it would be impossible for them right now to make a journey there, as anyone not sun-touched could not repel the voices and the mists that converge around that cursed place. But that Maddie would head there and scout it out, giving Quinn time to prepare and figure out a way to be able to traverse the land. Meanwhile, Dobbie looked around the Sunseared Market area, asking about Butcher and a potential Thieves Guild, which he realized there was one in the city, but the people that he was asking didn't really have much in the way of knowledge of how you would go about getting in, as something like the Thieves Guild here is not exactly on the up and up with the law most of the time, and probably want to keep their headquarters and who they are a secret. So to get in with them, you'd need to figure something out. He also heard of a story about a man close to the Sunseared Market that was seemingly strange noises were coming from his home in the evening. A traveling merchant who had his home base in Zarithamar. Dobbie, away from the party, decided to check into this. He waited until nightfall and eventually tried to sneak in to the home, seeing the lights eventually come on inside. He managed to successfully make his way in with his roguish pickpocketing skills and locksmithing, and he found a large the inside of this large two-story home. He heard some noises coming from what seemed to be sort of the kitchen dining area, continued to look through the home to see anything else amiss, and on his way back through to try and head upstairs was confronted with the owner of the home, and alarms were raised. he was able to race out without being caught and decided to sleep in the streets of the city he knows not really anything about. And that's where we pick up with Perry and Oriana, who were getting ready to head to sleep for the evening. So, what would you like to do?
Oriana would just be going through her sort of nightly routine, freshening up and all that.
Hey, Melody, can I ask you a big question and a big favor?
Depends on the favor.
Okay, so I'm going to take out the clawed staff.
Mhm.
So, I expected to see Melora, and I did not see Melora. I saw Coraline, and I don't know if you know this or not, but he's kind of the god of elves and magic and the arcane. And he told me that the key to saving my people involved reaching outside of the druidic magics. And since he gave me this, I thought maybe I should store spells that aren't druid spells in it to use.
Oh, okay.
I mean, is there anything that you know how to do that I don't know how to do, that maybe it would be helpful if I could hold on to that and use it?
Well, you're familiar with most of my spells, I think. I can, let's see, there's a whisper that causes creatures to move away from me. I think, DM, do I know which of my spells are druidic in nature, or...
No.
I mean,
No.
I can tell you if it's something that I can do.
Well, there's a spell where I throw the fayish fire that makes it easier to hit things. There's the spell where I speak a word and it heals.
And I can do most healing. Like literally, I can do that one where you just say, "Hey, don't die."
Yes, yeah. There's the spell that allows me to understand the properties of things. The spell that allows me to understand all languages, at least in written form. I can do what I did to Dobbsworth earlier, where I make him stop being Dobbie and just
I
sit.
can do that too. I can do that too. I just don't normally have it prepared to do, which I probably should. I mean, maybe we'd know where he is if I had done that.
It's not a bad idea. And then there's the spell where I cause a cacophony of sound in a certain area.
That sounds interesting.
Oh, so that I can store in there, yeah.
So it's up to 3 levels of spells,
Yeah,
right?
it's up to 3 levels.
Okay. So do you want just a third level version of Shatter?
Shatter is what? Second or third?
It's second.
Okay, I tell you what. Give me. Let's put that spell that makes things go boom, and then that spell, that fairy fire spell, and that way I've got extra stuff. And maybe if I learn how to harness that sort of thing, I can learn more. Because apparently that thing where my magic is blue and then I turn into something I'm not supposed to, that might be related too.
Interesting. Yeah, if we can do
There's a
that.
lot.
One thing to keep in mind with the spell that makes it easier to hit things, you do need to focus on that. So make sure that you're not taking unnecessary damage.
Right. I'm aware of those kinds of things.
And then I'll go ahead and start casting Shatter and
Okay.
Fairy Fire into her staff.
And just be aware that the way that this staff works is it uses your DC for the spells, Perry.
My DC?
My DC.
No,
Oh, her DC.
My
Okay.
DC. Okay.
Okay.
for
I
other,
thought I
like
read
normally for other stuff, it takes the caster's DC, but this actually takes yours.
Okay. Okay. I
think
think that's in the
Your
item
DCs might be
description.
the same, but I just wanted you to be aware
Yeah.
of that it,
So we'll
it
be
uses
using
yours,
wisdom
not
for her
Loria's.
too, right?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Wait, no, probably not, because does Perry have 20 wisdom yet?
No,
No.
so hers is
Okay, so,
slightly
yeah.
lower than yours.
Mine's like one
lower,
than yours then.
Okay, so I'll mark off a second and a first.
Okay.
Okay. And I'll put that in my.
All right. Anything else?
For just them or for anybody?
Are you guys? Is there anything else that you guys would discuss, or is that pretty much it? And you guys would get ready to go to bed?
We'd probably get ready to go to bed, but thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you
All right.
so much.
Oh, no
I really
problem at
appreciate
all.
the help.
I'm glad I could be of assistance.
All right.
just like
For
that,
for Baltaim or Quinn or Sinric, anything for you guys?
I'm just looking forward to going to the market tomorrow.
Okay.
That should be nice. I have something.
Okay.
Since finishing the conversation with his sister, Quinn's actually, for once, been drinking, because normally he doesn't really...
Yeah, you were partaking quite heavily.
Yes, that hasn't stopped, and he's like... He's keeping on for a little while.
Make a con save then for me, please.
Absolutely, I will do that. For once, I actually don't want to roll high.
Nope.
Natural 20 when I don't
you're-
want it. Awesome.
Yeah, you managed to. I mean, you're getting drunk, like you
Yeah.
Yeah.
but you managed to like hold it down to the point where you're like in a happy place. You think just the being reunited with Maddie and feeling sort of that weight at least lifted, knowing that there are still other things, but just feeling like you have something still to hold on to, and knowing that you have a goal now. And kind of a reason for everything, it's much easier for you to kind of like let loose a little and just enjoy.
Cool. So, yeah, he's going to be like deep in his cups for a little while. And I don't know if anybody would be with him or if he'd just be doing this alone.
Oh, I'm probably still sitting in the bar. I'm probably not drinking as heavily as you are, but I'm
Okay.
I'm just chilling out.
All right, cool. So, honestly, I've never thought about how to play drunk Quinn, so I'm just going to figure this shit out live. All right.
We're doing it live.
Fuck it,
You
we're doing it
drink
live.
really heavily before the stream.
All right, so basically he would just be getting like a bit more like friendly than he has been with ever, essentially. And just sort of, hey, you, budget, come here. Come here.
Okay. All right.
He just like leans over as he's like
Yeah.
almost sitting right beside you at the table.
Yeah, just sort of like, come here. My sister's not dead.
I'm aware. I saw her.
That's something, isn't it? That's a big thing that I found out. I should be much happier about this, but
So you were told that your entire village was reaped. I mean, I don't suppose you should be any more happy than you currently are. I think that's a big load to take on.
here's the thing I don't understand is that I talked to Laura like yesterday. Was it yesterday? What day is this?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
less than a few hours, 24 hours.
Right. So recently-ish, and she says that I can, fix things probably, but my sister, she says that everybody's just dead and fucked, and I don't know who to believe.
Well, I'm not. It's a bit above my pay grade too. I'm afraid, but I would just believe in what you think you can do.
Yeah, I suppose so. I just I don't know how I'm supposed to save anybody if they're all basically disembodied dead people. Doesn't
Yeah, that might be a bit hard. I honestly I don't know a lot about any of this.
No, I
How
don't
any of
either. That's the
this
thing. I just
works.
learn by doing. It's been a weird fucking month.
It has indeed. Has indeed.
It's- I don't. I just want to make sure I'm not actually, crazy. I'm trying to make sense of this. Is not making sense of this. Don't know if it does sense make.
That last part didn't, but I think if you're crazy, then I'm crazy along with you. I think this has been a harrowing experience.
Yeah, it's definitely been that word you said is
Are you drunk, Quinn?
probably.
Okay.
I've been fucking trying to.
He's drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to get more drunk, Quinn?
I should probably say no and then not do that. And
But
I have things to do tomorrow. And I should.
I'm hearing a butt somewhere coming in here. Just my premonition.
You're a butt.
I kind of just pat him on the back. I think you give yourself less credit than you deserve, Quinn.
No, I think I give probably that. Which way is the room?
I'm not sure. I think you got the room to yourself. I kind of like trying to like hail over the barkeep to like try to like find out where where his room is at.
They point you down the
Right.
way.
I'll help him out. I'll help him to his room if that's where he's going.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's just gonna get up and start sulling down that way, just sort of mumbling like, I hope this all makes sense eventually. It's just not. There's none of the sense now. Later, hopefully.
You help him get out of his armor and flop him on the bed. Dobbie.
Yeah.
I need you to make a perception check with disadvantage, please.
Your turn.
Okay. It's good to know.
That's it.
Yep, that's it.
Alright.
All right, you all wake up the next morning, and you are rested. Some better than others. And yeah, it is a new day before you.
Okay. Cool. So I would get up and just get, armored up, dressed, and
Okay.
meet out in the common area for breakfast.
Me and Simic are in the room together, right? Did
Yep.
we room? Okay. I'll
Yeah,
just
we
kind of go.
roomed in.
Did Dobbie come in at all?
I'll look around and nope, haven't seen him.
Do you think he's okay?
Probably not, but
Yeah,
I guess
took
we'll
the words
figure
right
that
out-
out today.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Fine.
I didn't realize we bunked with Oriana.
Oh, I thought we were down in
Whoa.
the. Sorry.
She snuck in.
Yeah.
No,
Exactly.
I thought we were down like eating breakfast or something.
No, this was in our room. But
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
all right, let's
I
go
mean,
find him, I guess.
This is the reason why we should have, set a place to meet before running
Yeah,
off.
I didn't, wasn't thinking. I just thought Quinn was gonna go ahead, and I didn't want him to be lost.
Apparently,
I was
we
really
have
worried about him.
two
Okay.
rash people to deal with.
Well, yeah, I'll just kind of get ready, put my armor on, and
Okay.
all that stuff.
Have an extra rope. We could always tie a leash to one of them.
I think that worked better on Dobbie, but the idea could work.
I mean, we'll keep it on the things we can try. Although if there's any vendors that sell explosives, we could probably ask there, and if
Probably
they've seen them,
Yeah.
might be worth checking the local garrison or prison.
You don't suppose he's arrested already? It's been less than 24 hours. He couldn't get into too much trouble, right?
I mean, anything's possible.
I suppose so. All right,
At least if he's in prison, he wouldn't be dead.
That's true. That's good. That's a bright side.
Well, either way, breakfast awaits.
Yeah, let's go see if we can go scram something up.
All right. So you guys head out to the common area. Do the girls do the same?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You guys all kind of meet up in the common area, and you sit down around a table, getting breakfast for the morning.
Was Dobbie not with y'all? Did he not show up? I mean, I hoped he would just, instinctively know where Senric was and show up. That was dumb.
Well, I mean,
wishful thinking.
we're not telepathically linked or anything.
Well, I know that, but I don't know the way he reacted when you died. Okay, I assumed that.
Right,
Quinn,
right.
can you do that that talking thing in your head to Dobbie?
I suppose I could if we need to find him that bad, but I would like to enjoy the quiet for just a little bit longer if I can, because he's so damn loud and keeps trying to buy explosives from people who have no business selling explosives. And I swear, if he ever succeeds, I need to make sure that we all have an escape plan to get far, far away from him immediately, because I feel as though he may detonate almost immediately after.
Fair.
I mean, I suppose after we eat, we can go look for him.
Oh no, I'll call for him if we want to. I just, I'd like to finish.
Well, yeah,
my
just to make
breakfast
sure
first.
he's not in a ditch somewhere lying. Dead as a dog.
I'm more concerned he got arrested, to be honest.
That's fair. All right.
I mean, he kind of just goes up to people and starts yelling at them about things that he wants. And
Right. Sell me explosives. I want acid that'll melt someone's butt off. And however he fucking talks.
Yes, I think that perhaps one of the first places we should look is probably, places we expect to find him.
I don't think that we'd be able to ask around for people that actually sell acids or explosives, because he seems to ask people that have no business in it. Like, we ask prostitutes he asked prostitutes where to buy explosives, or he'd ask a church where to buy acid, and then maybe he'd be directed somewhere. But he never starts by saying, "Pardon me, merchant.
No, I meant
Tell me
more
the thing you normally sell. Could you sell me either drugs or explosives, please?"
I meant more along the lines of the gods.
Oh, yeah. Well, I can try to settle this and see if I can find him.
I'm gonna flag down a waiter or waitress and get some tea and some breakfast.
It's already brought to you guys.
Awesome.
Like
Cool.
You're at the table
I'm gonna
partaking.
sip my tea.
Okay.
All right. Then I'm going to see if I can reach Dobbie with sending.
Okay.
And let's see, 25 words with which to fuck with Dobbie. Let's see.
Where are you, little shit?
Those
That
are
would be the
some of them.
concise way. But
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be the gist of it. I am going to use some of those. Dobbsworth, you little shit. Where are you? We are at the Gilded Cup. Come find us if you're still alive or not in jail. That's it.
Okay. Dobbie, you woke up pretty early as the sun was already starting to get hot.
Yep.
And you're still in the same place in that alley. You get up. And where are you heading? I'll say first.
Does this message wake me up?
Not
or
yet, no.
am I already awoken?
You're already
okay.
awake.
It's
Okay,
morning.
cool.
Now, comparatively,
So
we got to
yeah,
sleep
first thing I do, I check my shit.
You have everything except
Yes.
your money, your thieves' tools, all of your weapons,
Okay.
and your magic map.
Okay. Someone's gonna die. Okay, cool. How's my wound looking?
It's healed.
Okay, cool.
So a little crusted over and stuff like that, but it's fine. Like
Even his scimitar.
Yeah.
Yep, both his
All my
scimitar,
weapons,
his
all my
dagger,
shit,
and
all my
his
shit.
brand
All my
new
shit.
scimitar.
My both
His
scimitars.
hand crossbow, his crossbow bolts,
Yeah.
his bolt case, his money, and his thieves'
And
tools,
my
and his
dagger.
map.
If he was a car, he would be without his
He has
tires.
he has like his rations and his oil and
Yeah, but all my weapons, yeah,
Everything
my
else.
magic
Everything of importance.
shit.
That's not
Yeah.
on the market.
This you sent via message, right?
Yeah, so I'll say you check your stuff. You
Yeah.
find it missing. He sent it via sending. So
Okay.
so you'll hear this, but yet right now it's still early. You were waking up because the sun was starting to bear down on you, as it's starting to get hotter and hotter in the daytime, and it was starting to get stifling because you were sleeping out in the middle of the street.
Yeah. in
Well, not the middle of
this,
the street, but a middle of an
alleyway.
alley. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
And
Is there
there's
anyone
not
else?
a ton of there's
So
not a
am
ton of
I-
shade
is-
in the Sunseer like market sort of outer
Okay.
circle.
Is there any
area.
more vagabonds in this alleyway with me, or was
No,
I the only one?
you were the only
cool,
one.
Cool. So, the only I'm fucked. Dobbie's hot. Dobbie's very angry right now. Let's see. I can't really do a perception right now to try to see if I can find this guy because I'm weaponless. I just got almost dead. I still haven't gotten this sending yet, so probably. Is it early in the morning? Is the marketplace opening up, or is there people out yet? Or no.
You're starting to see like it's basically like dawn. The sun's starting to come up, but it's not fully up yet. You can start to hear people, opening their doors and starting to make their way to places, but it's probably going to be like another hour and a half before anything opens.
Gotcha. Okay, but I don't see any people sneaking about, right?
No.
Okay, cool. So yeah, Dobbie.
I mean, you see a couple of people like pass by the alleyway, like not many, but a couple, like just walking.
Okay, so there are people walking about then.
Yeah, there are a couple. It's not like the traffic that you saw yesterday when things closed down or when you were walking through the market and it was bustling. But it's like I said, it's like the start of the day. It's like 5:30 a.m. when people are some people are trying to get to work super early and trying to make their way into the shaded valley because they have to work down there or whatever. And it's a far commute for them, like that kind of foot traffic.
Okay, cool. Can't do anything right now, so I'm gonna head over towards the church that Quinn was talking about going
Okay, so
to
you're
yesterday.
gonna have to walk through the
Yeah.
shaded valley about maybe halfway through your trek. You're like just in you've just gotten into the shaded valley itself. You're on the very eastern side. You hear the message come through from Quinn.
Okay, cool. With sending, I can reply back, right? It's the same amount.
Yep.
25 words, yeah.
Okay, cool. So wait, 5 words?
25.
25.
Oh, 25 words. Okay. Q You shit. Got jacked. Need backup. And then do I meet me marketplace?
Okay.
Okay.
So
You get that message.
Okay.
The city
have
is
to-
massive. It is a
Mhm.
metropolis.
Yeah, there's like multiple marketplaces. I'm pretty sure.
Fuck, I forgot.
Yeah. Okay. I have to remove my glasses for a second because in order to properly react to this, this is what you see Quinn do. Just sort of listen for a second. Just face palm, just drag it real hard, like, oh, fucking shit.
What? Is he in trouble?
When did you hear back?
I did, and you'll never guess what happened. He wasn't arrested, he wasn't murdered. Apparently, he was fucking robbed.
It's
And he-
ironic, don't you think?
I mean,
That the shiftiest of us got robbed? Yes, it is quite
oh
ironic.
my gosh. Oh,
how fucking wonderful.
Oh, for the love of the wildlife. Oh my.
Yep, that's something. That's an achievement, you know.
Did he say where he was?
He wants us to meet him in some marketplace, but he was completely non-specific, and I believe, aren't there several markets?
I think
Okay.
so.
I don't know.
At least there was two that Aaron had told us.
Right.
More than that.
I mean, I'm tempted just to not bother trying to find him because I told him where we are, and then, you know, if he really wants to find us bad enough, he can just get the fuck over here on his own. But
Well, I mean, we have business at the market anyway. Well, at least some of
right.
yeah.
We might find him by accident, and we may end up in the same market. We don't know. But I mean, stranger and stupider things have happened.
So after this conversation, Dobbie, you're heading back to where you came from?
Yeah, because I think that he understands what I mean, so I'm just like, he thinks that at least somebody might be coming.
Okay, and where are you going specifically?
Let's see. There wasn't like a main kind of street to this.
No,
kind
it's a
of bizarre
massive marketplace.
market. Okay, got you. So there wasn't. Like
You
a
walked
front-
through like not even a quarter of it because you kind of went through, you looked around for like looking for pickpockety activities and then head straight for the sleeping hall, which was the tavern.
Got you. Yeah, that was it. Fuck me.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, it's fucking. This thing is fucking huge.
Yeah,
So yeah,
the city is like millions of people.
yeah. They said the tavern was the Gilded.
Cup.
No. Yeah, the Gilded Cup.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
cool. Dobbie's gonna ask directions to if he can see a guard.
Okay, yeah, you easily find a guard. You ask about the Gilded Cup and they point you in the correct direction.
Okay, cool.
So you're kind of beelining it for there?
Yeah.
Okay. You're pretty fast. So I'll say as you guys are finishing your meal for the morning and kind of getting up and getting ready to kind of head out, you see Dobbie come in the door
Oh.
to the tavern.
Oh shit.
You do realize this isn't the market.
Yeah, no. I remember. I realized that I fucked up, and I didn't specify which market.
Uh-huh.
Right.
It's missing.
Yeah, we did recognize that. Now, let me try and help figure this out.
Okay, I'm already gonna
Rob?
explain. I'm gonna explain this to you. Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
I was
please
sleeping.
do.
I was sleeping, and I got robbed
Wait, you were sleeping where though?
in the
Where
streets.
were
In a
you?
room
In,
and got
in the
robbed?
streets.
I was hurt
Sleeping
pretty. I
in
was
the
hurt.
streets,
I was hurt pretty bad.
There.
Okay, I couldn't
How
go
did
to
you get
work.
hurt?
Wait. Why were
Wait,
you
hold on.
hurt?
I was on an investigation. Okay, I got
Oh,
a
no.
tip. Some shit was going down. Okay, I thought, hey, another job, make some coin. Didn't go well.
Yeah,
hurt.
obviously.
Obviously.
So I stuffed an alleyway. I tried to make myself as less of a mark as possible. That didn't work out.
Okay.
And
Obviously, as well.
got my shit
What were you
jacked.
investigating that you got hurt?
Some guy. People been hearing really weird noises, so I had the thought that maybe he was smuggling something in, or he was working with somebody, because supposedly some shit was going down in this
And you
guy's
found
house.
them out, and they hurt you.
Anyone who wants to make an insight check, please make an insight check.
I would
Oh,
love to
I
make an
would
insight
adore
check.
to do
I would
that.
love to
yeah.
make an insight check on this motherfucker right now.
Oh yes.
And Dobbie, go ahead and make a deception.
You are a kind.
Most of your
benevolent
stuff was true,
dungeon
but there was
master.
one thing that was not
9.
quite.
Wow!
Hell!
Fine.
Wow!
21. Hey, at least someone got it. Which is Cedric.
Hell.
Cedric knows. Cedric knows when he's talking that shit.
Well,
forgoing it,
yeah,
'cause
make
I'm-
your
Oh, where's that
deception.
deception? It's a 10.
Okay.
So
Hey,
yes,
I'm
Just
off, man.
barely.
I'm off.
I just
dude.
barely.
everyone except for Sinric. Sinric, you look him over. His clothes don't seem all that torn. It doesn't seem like he was like roughed up all that bad. He seems to be
So-
like, you know that Dobbie is very good at coloring the truth, and coloring his lies. And you have a feeling that, yeah, he probably, like most of it's probably correct, but it doesn't seem like he was like in dire straits.
So that's what we're going with.
Okay, Dobby.
Yes, Cedric. That is what happened.
So you found out this person was smuggling something, and they
He
harmed you.
could have been smuggling something.
So you-
Suspicious
Okay,
they
behavior.
didn't find
Okay.
it out, but they still harmed you.
Suspicious behavior. Went to go check it out. Didn't pan out.
What-
Got hurt.
What kind of
running
suspicious
from the guards.
behavior?
So let me get this straight. We just got Sinric back after all of us were together and made a poor decision. And you went off on your own.
Okay, I went to
Made your own poor
I
decision.
went to find information on Butcher. He went to go talk to his family. I went to look for who the person I was looking for. Okay?
I ran across a fucking courtyard in plain sight of everyone, and they all followed me. You fuck off on your own and get almost stabbed to death. Do you see the difference in those two things?
Well, I mean,
I even
he only
announced
got
I was
poked
going in that
once.
direction.
Wait.
Doesn't even look that bad.
Okay, it was bad. Guy know what the fuck he was doing. Okay, slashed me pretty good.
Really.
Yes.
I mean,
Still hurts.
Sinric's right. You don't look terrible for
Wait,
someone who
but-
got roughed up as bad as you say.
Why would if he
I mean,
didn't
I
have
believe you if you say that you got roughed up. But Sinric makes a point about the way you look.
if he didn't do anything, is he wasn't smuggling anything, and he didn't catch him.
No.
doing anything,
I couldn't prove it. Okay, he found me out before I
But then
could
he
get all the
stabbed.
information. Okay, and he brings out the fruit that he had.
Found a fruit.
Okay.
Do I
Okay.
recognize this fruit?
Do you
No,
recognize this fruit,
none
Mary?
of you recognize the fruit.
Can I take the fruit?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Take the
I'm
fruit.
just gonna smell it.
It's hard to. It doesn't really. It's hard to,
Oh,
to
it's like-
smell it.
yeah, right,
'cause
you
it has
said
that
so.
rough skin around
Okay,
it, but
I'm
it's
gonna
like
just-
green, and it's got this like rough, like not rough, but
I'm
like
gonna
that
slice it.
fuzzy sort of. Yeah.
It's like a
That's like
kiwi
it.
and a peach
Inside of
kind
it, it's got like
thing.
an orangish sort of flesh. It smells actually like between like sweet and citrusy.
This looks rather tasty.
Smells
Supposedly,
fresh.
supposedly the guy, he's a traveling merchant. Okay,
I take a
but
bite
there
of
was
it.
suspicious
It's
behavior that he
delicious.
was. It was suspicious behavior that with his neighbors. Okay, so I'm
Okay.
thinking, hey, he's probably smuggling something with this whole traveling merchant business, because that's what I would do. Okay, that's a Dobbie thing. Okay,
Something this
'cause it makes
fruit is,
sense.
There are a lot of
And,
Dobby decisions
okay,
that were
There was
made
a lot of
last
crates.
night that
He had a lot.
probably
He had
shouldn't
a
have been made.
lot of crates. Okay, I only checked the one that was open, but that had kiwis in it, and I was really gonna check those fruits before you opened it.
So-
Ate the fruit. I told you not to eat the fruit.
Dobby,
So just
he's a
to get
merchant.
Don't
this,
think he's
Merchants
a
have
contraband.
crates.
Okay, but he could be smuggling something in those other crates.
Okay,
Okay.
Cut them
Dobby.
into like
Dobby,
orange slices
Dobby,
now.
Yeah, you can give it to the rest of the
And then
group
give
if
it to
any of you
everyone
want to
else.
try it.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah,
try
I'll-
it.
You know
Try
what?
it.
Yes, please
it's
and thank you.
delicious. It's like I said, it's like a sweet and citrusy flavor, very fresh, and it's actually a nice palate cleanser after like a breakfast. It's like having like fruit on the side of your breakfast.
He's
This
trying to
is
reach. He's trying to
delightful,
reach
Dobby.
for them, like before they can eat them. He's like, no.
They eat most of. There's like one slice left for you, Dobbie.
No, okay, I don't want to eat it. I was supposed to investigate the fruit. What the fuck?
Dobby,
People?
Dobby, it's a fruit.
Did you think the
It's
food?
a
It could have been
fruit.
covered. It could have been
People
covered in some
sell
residue.
fruit.
Okay, this could be poisoned fruit.
Marquis.
You just ate
Dobby.
poisoned fruit.
Dobby,
Can I try to take a
Marquis.
piece and just like shove it in his mouth?
Yeah,
Yes,
you take the
yes.
last piece and go ahead and make a dexterity check.
Oh, good lord.
And Dobbie, go ahead and make a dexterity save.
That's a 14.
Okay.
Sturdy. That's enough choice.
Yeah, as you try to shove it in
Man.
his face, he just like dodges out of the way and like kind of slaps your hand and grabs the piece that's left out of your hand, and now he has it.
Dobby, I'm going to say something that
This is
I
a part of my
never.
investigation, okay? Fuck.
I'm going to say
Dobby.
something that I never thought I was going to say. I'm actually on your side with this. This seems like a suspicious situation.
Okay.
What I'm questioning is, why did you go alone?
I didn't mean to go alone, okay? I thought Simba was gonna be my backup or somebody ball, but everyone just went with Q over here because he was
Okay,
having some
because-
family reunion.
But you
Because I went
you
across
were
a
alone.
fucking courtyard, you
So left
dipshit.
first.
So,
Dobby,
we have
if
an
you had
opportunity
said-
here.
We do, but first, I have an important
Okay,
question.
also,
Dobby.
I need to find the Thieves Guild. Also, I'm pretty sure they stole my shit.
Dobby, did they steal what you got when we were
They
at
s-
Abrams
yes.
Rise?
They stole the god shit.
Oh, Melora, help us all.
That's... So, I need...
We're
I'm
gonna
gonna
set some ground rules.
Uh,
Next time we're in an establishment, we pick a place to meet.
Wait.
Before
I got a
we
plan.
run
I got a
off.
plan. I got a
No,
plan.
no, you do
Okay.
not. You do not have a plan.
I make minor
Themselves.
illusion of the sword, right? And I'm just like,
Okay, Q, you got that weird little magic thing, or Ori. You can also you can find objects, right? Yeah.
I
What?
can do
No.
that. I can do that.
Perry, you can do that.
Actually.
Yeah. We're in business, baby. Okay, cool. Okay.
Don't
I need-
ever call me baby again.
Okay, no. Okay, I'm sorry. Please, Perry, I need help. I need you to find this object for me so we can go to these guys and kick their ass and maybe find some information about Butcher because I need to know. Okay, because he's all about that underground shit.
Before
Okay.
anyone agrees to help, maybe we can take a moment to agree we work as a team before we jump off solo.
Agree.
Yes.
I agree.
I
Okay,
agree.
I
We do
promise.
need to...
I promise, under my name as Dobbie Pons, okay, that I shall not go alone by myself. I will have a chaperone, which will either be Sinric or Ball, because they are the only guys that I trust at this point.
That's fair.
Will get me out of
That's
situations that will convince me to not do stupid situations.
Or at
I
least at
agree
a
to
meeting
this.
point
This
in
is a
time.
Good choice.
Considering I do not want to take responsibility for Dobby, sorry. I am fine with this situation.
Okay.
I don't even know where to start with any of this. So
Okay, we're running out of time. Okay, I need to know where these guys are.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
there's
when
another
we're all
thing.
finished with our breakfast,
Okay, cool.
we're gonna go to where you were sleeping in the
Cool, yes.
dirt,
Yes.
like some sort of vagrant.
Okay. Wow, that's really classist right there. Okay, I used to sleep on the streets all the time.
I mean, we had a bed for you.
We slept in a really nice inn.
I couldn't come. Okay, I was wounded. Okay, I had the guards after me. Okay, I couldn't bring the heat back to you guys. I was being considerate.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We're gonna go to where you were sleeping on the streets. And we are going to, you're going to show me the sword again. And I'm going to cast a spell and see if I can locate it.
Okay, cool. Sick. Okay, cool. That's some sick shit.
There's also another issue. Like Quinn, I was here to try to find some information out about something personal for me as well.
Right.
Perhaps
So-
we should split into two groups then.
Right,
One to
it
track down Dobby's stuff.
Doesn't seem like you particularly need me to. Perry is more suited to find your items than I would be.
Cynric and I can go with Dobbie if need be. Maybe someone else. I want to make sure that we have an agreement as to where we are meeting and when we are meeting.
Right. Well,
Because I will not have any more of this nonsense. It's very stressful.
Yeah, we all need some more supplies for when we need to trek the desert. So perhaps
We
Right.
should
market.
try to find some work if we can.
Oh, that too.
Some work and some necessary supplies.
And I would also like to take some time to go to the library. I want to see if there's any information on my people and where we're going.
I wouldn't mind
I have
spending
an
some time there
opportunity.
myself.
Perhaps
Oh,
we meet at
you
the
do?
library later today?
Yes, perhaps then.
So, Dobbie, how much gold did you have stolen?
Oh,
You want to answer that?
Yes,
Perhaps, you know.
I'd like to know exactly what was stolen from you, so we know what we're looking for.
I had all my weapons. Okay.
Right.
So that was the scimitar that I got from the god chick. Okay. Then both of my beautiful ladies. Okay. Ebony and Ivory. They were taken from me. No one takes my ladies from me. Okay.
Dobbie.
I love those ladies.
Dobbie.
I love those things.
I mean, you know, the deity that gave you the thing, she does have a name, and I don't think she would enjoy being
The two
referred to
ladies
as
on your
the
daggers
god
does as
chick.
well.
Whatever. Arathis. I don't care.
So, how much would you be willing to pay some adventurers to retrieve your stuff? I think we found some work.
Henrik, you're a fucking genius.
I have you on payroll already.
Oh, but you
And yet
don't
I've-
have the rest of us on payroll. Plus, when's the last time you paid him?
Exactly. Well, we did have that bottle of Dwarven ale.
That was a present.
Whiskey. Yeah.
That was a present for waking up.
Understanding that value, though, I mean,
It was not
that's
cheap.
good alcohol.
So,
Well,
We have a plan.
Regardless.
We'll do our tasks. We'll make what we need at the market, and then we'll meet back here by sundown.
No. There's multiple
at
markets.
the
Okay,
library.
I understand. There's multiple markets.
no, we'll meet at the library.
Meet at the library.
yeah, we'll
Yeah.
meet at the library, and I'd like to meet before sundown.
Now, is
So
there
that-
more than one library?
I don't know. I don't read.
meet at the
There
large
was-
library through which we entered the town. How about that?
The Crystal Arbor, right?
That's the one.
No,
Well, we were told there
That's
was
the
only
name.
one public library, right?
Isn't that the one?
You were
They
told
have
that
a-
that is one of that is probably the largest
Okay. Then,
library
then we will
for the
meet.
public,
Yeah,
Okay.
other
meet
than
at
the
Crystal
temple.
Arbor.
But that would be more, like I said, religious, maybe historical text.
Okay, so we will meet at the Crystal Arbor.
Cool plans. So is that the plan? That's the plan. Okay, cool. Okay, let's go.
Okay, Senric, you and I, and does anybody else want to come with us
I
as we
almost-
accompany Dobbie on this mission?
I'm torn. Will this be passing through the market while we're going?
There's multiple markets.
Did you pass through a market?
Yes.
Well, I need to get something too. I would like to get.
I mean, we can always
Well-
head in that direction and part ways.
Good enough.
I
Yeah, it's
just
pretty
want to
big-
make
it's
sure
pretty-
that we stick together as best we can
It's a pretty big market.
because we can't all communicate.
No, and I can only do that thing where I call people one more time today, and
Okay.
after that, that's it.
And
Dobbie, I have one more very important question, and I need you to be very honest.
Yes.
When you got caught, did someone see you and see your face that you know of?
Can I roll a history check on that, DM?
You don't need a history check. He saw
he got
you.
stabbed.
I mean,
So,
you're
okay, so-
looking
He
right
got
at the
stabbed.
person,
I don't know
man.
whether. See,
That's
I
your
don't know whether
history
he
check
got
right there.
I mean,
stabbed,
you're
like,
not stupid.
and he
You
was in the
he
shadows,
literally
or whether he was, like,
saw you
stabbed.
across the way, and then you tried to dart past him. That
you
was
got
why
stabbed
he
in the
saw
front.
you. Was
Yeah.
he noticed you?
Well, yeah,
and
no, but my face. Would
I'm
he
saying
recognize me?
he saw you.
He
like,
saw you,
and
so
then
that's
you were
what I
right.
didn't
You were
know.
like within a few feet of him
Feet when
because
he
he was able to
stabbed you.
Yeah.
stab at you, so he would have seen your profile. Yes.
We
Cool.
we
And you weren't
say
in dark. You
he's
weren't
not
in
stupid.
when he saw you. You weren't.
I wasn't in the
darkness.
darkness. Yeah,
he had
okay, cool.
lights in his house, so he saw you.
Yes.
Okay. So we need to be very careful.
Actually, yeah. Hold on.
Is there like a bag or like a sack nearby?
Oh.
Oh,
I mean, your friends have bags.
I'll give him
You
the
have
extra
you have
burlap
like a
sack
back.
that
You
I
have a
bought.
back. You have a back. You don't. Do you
Uh,
have that on you?
Or like
Yeah.
Yeah, like a
He
sack.
he still has his pack too. Oh, you want the sack? Yeah, you.
Like a
Cineric,
sack or like
yes.
a piece of article clothing or
I
something.
bought an extra burlap sack I can give him.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I would not. Never mind.
I don't know what's gonna happen now.
Okay, cool.
I'm
I
nervous.
make this.
I'm fully
Okay.
on board with this.
I'm making this sack into like a makeshift hat
Okay.
that's like covering half my face.
That
Okay. How are you gonna
Dobby,
see?
We can buy you a hat, you fucking
Right.
idiots.
I-
You're a
that
tiny. You're a
material
tiny halfling.
seems a
That
little
sack
bit-
pretty much can like you could be shoved into that.
is that
sack.
like a? Is that like a?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it's a
got the
big
burlap
burlap
sack of a
sack.
fucking giant guy.
It's like a
You
flour
look like-
sack.
You look like you're like a walking.
No. Okay. I got a plan.
like-
I got a plan.
like
I got a plan. I got a plan.
sack.
Oh,
So
no.
so
Buy
Cynric,
like
he
a-
carries the sack. Okay. I cut an air hole in the sack and like.
No.
And he just carries the sack.
You can do that if you want.
Yeah.
we could buy some clothing.
Dobby, we could buy you a hat that's not made of a sack.
Okay. The thing is,
You know,
okay.
you have a
That's the way.
cloak. I mean, can't you just like
put your
pull the
hood up.
hood up?
Or that. There are so many options that don't involve butchering a
Understand,
perfectly good sack.
It was dark, and I'd rather not have people know me. And if we get into a situation, I can just cut out of the sack and cut the rope. Oh, actually, I don't got knives anymore. I don't got swords anymore.
We're not doing this thing with the sack.
No,
It would be
absolutely
very
not.
suspicious.
I was so
Dobby, you-
hoping he would be in the sack because he has no weapons and it would just be so
Yeah,
funny.
dude.
He's like trying to break out of the sack. Oh
He's like,
man.
fuck.
Let's just put him in the sack and then we just sling him
No.
over Cinder's shoulder, tie it shut, maybe make sure air can get in, but just tie it
Oh,
shut.
he's
Keep him
dying
there.
of
That
heat
way
stroke.
we
He's
know
dying
where
of
he
heat
is.
Leave it in the room.
God.
Okay, sack idea scrapped. Okay.
Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna be very careful, and we can buy you some clothes to change into, but you're very recognizable. What with the eye
Maybe
patch.
move the eye patch to the other eye.
And then he's blind.
Right, I don't think you can see if we do that.
That's right. Oh yeah.
I mean, that is how sight works.
I love this
We can
group.
still
I
try. I mean,
this is
Wow.
this is the most
You
intelligent.
know I
group
have
I've ever
I have a
met.
hole. I have a hole in my head.
Intelligence.
Anyway,
we'll buy
we'll just
buy
be very
him a
careful.
cloak. He can cover his face. We're not putting halflings in sacks.
No, not today. We are not.
No, but I would like to make sure we remember that sack thing is on the table for later if he keeps trying to run the fuck off.
That sounds like a wonderful magic item, though. A sack of halflings.
Anyway,
A sack of many halflings.
Fucking hate
Yes.
both of you.
Just pull one out.
a handy
I got one here.
halfling sack.
Roll like a d4. That's how many halflings
Yeah,
pop out of the
yeah.
bag.
They're like the seven
Wow.
dwarves. Hi ho.
Yes!
This is so racist.
Would be better if they were gnomes instead of halflings, I will say.
That's not racist.
Or if it's a sack of mini halflings and there's a curse on it, they just keep pulling out Dobbie every time.
Oh man.
Start hands!
You roll a natural one.
Just
on
a sack of
D20.
infinite Dobbies.
Anyway,
That would actually be a fun magic item, not gonna lie.
On it.
Which one's the real one? You'll never know.
We'll just
Requires
leave them
it-
everywhere.
Requires attunement by.
Dobby has an existential crisis. Like, which one's me? Which one's me?
It'd be like,
So-
what's his name? Twice.
Oh yeah, like
Oh,
twice.
dude, I fucking love Twice. Okay, cool. Focus, guys. Let's
Oh,
focus,
man.
focus.
Yeah, game
Okay,
time.
Okay.
we're
We'll
not
make
putting
stupid
them
magic
in
items
the
later.
sack. You're just gonna put your cloak up,
Okay, cool.
and I'm gonna act like normal people.
Oh yeah. Incognito. Best possible way.
I
'cause
mean,
can't-
I stand out anyway, and Cynric is super tall, but we will still look like normal people and not people carrying halflings in sacks.
So, well, that's why I'm saying we should probably buy some new clothing. I think just in general will kind of stand out.
This might be a good idea. Plus, I wouldn't mind trying to find a way to, mitigate the
Right.
heating
the
ovenish
fucking
effect that
burning heat. Yeah.
clang this shit
That
has.
is the point of why I want to go to the market.
Yes.
That was
Yeah, I would like to find something. Well, I mean, my stuff's not super heavy.
No, but meanwhile, I'm walking around in, I'm walking around in all of this.
Okay, well, that's a good idea. Why don't you look around the market for that? All I'm saying is at this point, if we don't go, it's going to get hotter and hotter outside.
Yeah.
And chances are whoever stole Dobbie's stuff is either going to run away with it or sell it.
Yeah, let's go now. Okay.
Then
Because,
let's
I mean,
get going.
if Dobbie sold somebody's stuff, he would definitely just sell it. So I'm going to assume.
Okay. So you guys start walking out and heading where?
Dobbie, please lead the way.
I lead them to the direction.
Okay.
Of, yeah.
So you're heading towards the Sunseared Market. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys make your journey. It takes you about an hour or so to get there. You head through this sort of the shaded valley, and head sort of up the pathway that leads you around to the southeastern side of the Sunkissed Circle. And then you find yourself walking north a bit towards the Sunseared Market, and as you get to the edge of the market, you can see it's starting to bustle already. As you get to the edge of sort of the southwestern side of the market, and you can see that the Sunseared Market is it houses everything any traveler or native could really ever want or need. You see stalls everywhere. There are stalls for food, general goods, and then even more rare tastes like jewelers and things like that. You get the sense that this is one of the sort of main places to find things, but it goes on further than your eyes can see, and you're not sure how big it is because you're only kind of seeing this like small corner of it. But just in where you are, you see like tents and stalls and buildings and everything. And people, some people are still like finishing setting up. Some people are already like selling their wares to various people. You see some people like shopping, buying like foods and meats and clothing and just about general goods, just about anything.
Okay.
As we pass through this market, I want to keep an eye to see if I can't, see that same fruit.
Okay.
Like a fruit stand with that same fruit.
Make a perception check.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
I'm looking for anything with like.
So that's a
Close.
9.
It's hard to tell, like there's just so much going on and so much around you. It's a little overwhelming. You do see a couple of fruit stands. You could go to them and get a closer look if you wanted.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I just want to see if they
You
have
head
some of the...
over. You see various fruits. You see like a couple of like apples. You see strawberries. You see like a mango-esque type fruit. You do see some of these fruits that you had tried earlier.
I just want to buy like a handful of them.
Okay.
Nice.
Like how many?
Like maybe a
They're
handful,
like
maybe
they're
4
like
or 5.
as large as a pear, about. So.
Yeah, yes, maybe like
Okay,
4 or 5.
4 or 5. Okay. So you pick out sort of 5 and place them. He says, that'll be and he's like, Kikash fruit. What is it? It's 5 copper.
I'll give him a silver.
Oh, thank you, good sir. I'm sure you'll enjoy those. Very fresh, very fresh.
Absolutely. And what did you call these?
Kikash.
Keycash. Do you sell these here all the time, or is this?
Oh yes,
like...
they're common in this area.
Awesome. I
Smuggling
will definitely
the
stop
most
and
common fruit.
Common in this area.
definitely stop and purchase some more of these. I mean, aside from like just eating.
It's
is
like
there anything
there's
else
actually
we
a
can do?
grove in the shaded valley that grows them.
I mean, with this being a fruit, does anyone make like wine or alcohol with them?
A juice, I believe. You can juice them. It's quite tasty and refreshing in the heat of the desert. But generally, I suppose there are some cocktails you could make with the juice. but not a wine.
And then where
nor an
can I
alcohol.
buy this juice then?
You could find another stall probably just down the way. They will either juice the ones that you've currently bought, or you can pay for them to juice a few for you and purchase a glass. If you're looking to purchase a larger quantity to take home with you, they could also do that.
Excellent. To a few stalls down we go.
Okay. So you see
We find-
Cineric is like
we find the
buying
Kikash Julius.
fruit. Yeah, and you do find a stall where there is like this like the juicers where you can press like the oranges and stuff on them, and you see already there's like a jug on the side, and there is kind of like a not a like a huge barrel, but like almost like a small, the small kegs that you can buy at like alcohol shops and stuff like that. Like you can buy the Heineken, what do they call them, Bubba's, like that size of a little like keg, and there are a few around the stall.
Okay. I want to see how much it's going to take to fill up my flask, since it's like low. They said this juice was refreshing in the heat.
Okay. Yeah. You hand it over, and the woman says, "Oh, you wish to fill this?
Please.
This should cost about a silver."
I'll hand her silver.
Okay. She says thank you, and it takes her about maybe like five or 10 minutes to grind out the juice from the fruit and get it, and then pour it into your flask. Unless you just wanted it poured in from she was giving you fresh, but she could have poured it in from the jug. It's up to you on if you want to wait the time for like fresh juice, or if you want the one that she's kind of already made. It looks still fresh. It doesn't look old.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so she then it doesn't take her any time. She just pours out what she has in the large jug that she has into your flask and fills it up, and then hands it back to you. Thank you, good sir.
Excellent, thank you.
All right. So
and then
you have
5
I
guess we could be
Kikash fruits and a flask.
How do you
full of...
spell that, by the way?
Yeah, QIKASH.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna keep an eye out for any like magic items selling stalls or books, and then ideally any kind of clothing for like being out in the desert.
Folks in like headpieces, like either like some sort of like turban or hijab.
Yeah, I do want to be on the lookout for like a shawl or a
it's
scarf.
easy enough. Like there are quite a few clothers along the way, looking like they're selling like various types of clothing that you could wear.
Okay.
So you can kind of take your pick.
I'll probably look for something that's like more Serretan design in terms of like just regular clothes, and then like something asking them like, what would you wear if you were out in the desert? Like what would keep you safe from heat?
So you ask, and most vendor I'll say like you browse around for a little bit because you're trying to get like an understanding. Most vendors tell you there is no good, like it doesn't really matter what you wear. If you stay out in the desert too long, you are going to have problems with the heat unless you have a good way of dealing with it, as no people generally travel out in the deserts, and those that do have like covered wagons and things like that to handle the stifling sun. Like you'll likely burn and exhaust yourself. But that most people, like even in the city, as you can already feel like the heat bearing down on you, wear like this lighter sort of like sheerish cloth type clothing that like has it's like baggier and billowing. It allows sort of the air to pass through it much easier, and it doesn't like as you sweat, it doesn't stick the clothing to you heavily, so that your body is able to kind of cool itself down.
Okay, I'll buy that then, and maybe like a lighter colored cloak than what I have, since I think the one I have is like a dark green.
Okay. All right. So for some clothing and a cloak, you're looking at about probably like 4 silver.
Okay, I will.
Are the rest of you kind of doing the same thing?
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
looking
Yeah.
basically.
Okay.
I just
I'll-
want to get like a shawl to cover
Yeah,
like
like a-
face
yeah,
for any
shawl,
sand
hijab,
stuff that
something,
kicks
yeah.
up.
Yeah, I would be asking people if it made any real difference, considering the fact that I'm going to stay pretty heavily armored the entire time.
You're gonna
yeah, so they
die.
pretty much tell you in your armor, you're looking like if you, while you're in the city, you can probably find like taverns and like shops and things like that where there are fans and cooling mechanisms to keep yourself from getting heat exhaustion. But if you plan to travel out in the desert, it doesn't matter what clothing you're wearing. With the armor that you have on, you're going to be looking at exhausting yourself. Just generally traveling during the day. You'll probably cool off at night, as it gets quite cool in the desert at night. But during the day, there's really not much you can do if you're wearing heavy armor.
Okay.
And then I want to look.
After a
I
couple,
guess-
they tell you probably after a couple of hours, you're going to start feeling it.
Okay. Good to know.
So out of character, it might be best to if we like find a place maybe to rent a carriage, maybe.
Oh, you were absolutely.
We talked about
doing that.
about doing that, but we wanted.
A sand ski and
Yeah.
Ricks, I believe.
So
But yes,
Put that on
so
the list of
anyone who
things to
buys
do.
like clothing, 4 silver. Also.
Okay.
I'm looking. I guess I want to look for someone.
And
some,
Cynric,
like-
if you're just getting a shawl, I'd say like just 1 silver.
Okay. That's what I'm buying.
Sorry, Baltaim.
I just want to if anyone has like anything like I don't know what the fancy connection would be, but like something like with something that might have like padding or insulation to it, like a cloak or like a blanket or something with either some like heft that might insulate a little bit better.
You want like insulating heat?
Well, no, like if it like, I mean, it will make an insulation like a seal, I guess. Yeah. I don't want to be it hot, make it hot, but it's like it will like. You know,
But like what
metal
I'm saying is anything that insulates is going to
Right, it's gonna
insulate
insulate
based on
heat.
what's coming in from
right,
like
and then yeah.
and like it's not like like you'd have to put something cool inside of
On
it in order
right,
to
make it,
make it
cold,
insulate.
Right. That's what. Yeah,
cold.
I'm looking for that. Yeah.
I'll say you find a sort of vendor who has something like that with like a blanket that they sell, but it's basically they explain to you that this is used in serious, like it's more for first aid in serious situations when someone has contracted heat stroke or heat exhaustion, basically to help regulate the temperature of their body and slowly bring them back to a normal temperature so that they don't overheat and dehydrate and die.
I want that.
Okay, yeah, you can buy one for 5 silver.
Okay.
But they explain to you that like it's not going to work if you're like you're not going to be able to like put it around you and walk along. Like that's not how it works. It's kind of something that you'd pack like ice inside of it, put the person in, and wrap the blanket sort of around them so that as the ice melts and the cool comes off of it, it slowly regulates the temperature of their body. And then so they explain to you kind of how to use it. Ice or cold or something, cool that generates cool.
Yep. So I got that would be 1 gold for me. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Anything else? As
And then-
Dobbie, you bring them into the market, they all run off to shop.
Okay, wow.
well, I mean, we'd probably all be within sight of each other.
No,
Well,
I'm
I
saying
assume
like,
all of
but
us three are,
I'm
like,
just saying
shopping
like
at
you
the
guys
same
are all
store,
like this
yeah.
is well you've gone to a few different vendors at this
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
It's maybe like this is taking you maybe another hour.
Gotcha. Cool. I go to Sinrek and I'm tugging like on his clothes.
Daddy,
Oh my
Daddy,
God.
please.
Now the
Daddy, I want
grown-ups are
my ice
talking.
cream.
I'm like, hey, can you spot me one of those?
What or what?
The Schwals.
Oh yeah, I'll buy him one.
So another silver.
Yeah.
Hey, cool. Hurry up and put that shit on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we ready?
I'll buy him a full cloak too, so he can like cover his,
Well, the shawl is
his
he's
clothes.
able to like similar to the like a Arabian style,
Like a
you know,
turban.
like turban. Yeah, turban.
Yeah.
But you know how they have like the turban that can kind of go across the face as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like he's
I
able to
was
kind
more
of
so-
cover that.
Yeah, I was more so
Shawl.
thinking the cloak to cover his clothes. That way they don't recognize what he was wearing.
Okay,
Oh, you're thinking
you can
about a
you can
burqa?
get a cloak, but it's not like again this is very like sheer material. It's gonna cover, but it's also not like it'll
It's
slightly
not
cover.
gonna
But it's not like a heavy cloak where he can pull it around himself and it's just gonna completely cover what he's wearing
Can you get
underneath.
it out of like cotton or something? So like. Would
I mean,
I mean,
I'll
if you want to go find a
I'll
vendor
give
that,
him.
but again, that's
I'll
gonna be
give-
heavy material. So just
I'll give him my traveling cloak since we only need him to wear it in the city.
Okay, so Oriana gives you her cloak, and given your size, it fits you no problem.
Cool.
Okay. Well, if we're all done, Cynric and I can go with Dobbie. Does anybody else want to come with us? We need to move.
You know what? I think I may come along as well. Before we leave the market, I just want to make sure because I don't want to actually do any shopping for anything, but I want to know if there is something here that's an option for later. Is there like a jeweler anywhere around here? Like someplace I can just buy raw stones.
There might be. You'd have to search.
Okay.
Help them because actually I do want to look for something.
Okay.
as well.
Again, like this is more like, how much time are you taking to go look at? Like this is a massive fucking marketplace, so
Okay.
you tell me if that's something that you're doing. Happy to.
I would have just been asking as we're going into the various vendors. We've been kind of just hopping from stall to stall to stall. I would have just been asking people as we're going if they know of one, because we're kind of on a timeline with trying to find Dobbie's crap, and I don't want to take any more, but I want to know if there's something I can acquire later.
Okay.
So if that would work.
Yeah. I mean, what are you looking for specifically?
I'm basically looking for a place that I could buy just raw jewels, like a diamond.
Yeah, you are told. Let me just see. Yeah, you are told that there is on the opposite side of the market, on the more eastern side, the one of the more well-known jewelers, the Ruby Sigil, can be found over there.
Okay, cool. Just want to know that for later.
Sorry, Laura, I'm just looking at your spell. I just want to see what you've prepared for the day. That's it. That's why I'm changing your sheet. That's why you're probably seeing me turn to spells.
Okay, yeah. I was like, I noticed you open locate object 3 times.
Oh, I didn't. I opened it because I needed to understand what I couldn't remember what it did. So yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I was just like, what is happening?
Yeah, that's me. Anyway, okay, I'm good.
You said it was on the eastern side?
Yeah, the far eastern side of the market. It's,
Okay, cool.
A building called the Ruby Sigil.
Okay, cool. That's all I wanted to know, so we can go on with trying to figure this out.
Okay.
Alright, off we go.
All right, and so it's Perry, Quinn, Cynric, and Dobbie, and then what? Oriana and Baltame, you're going on your own sort of quest.
Yeah, I'm going with him. I'm not entirely sure what he's up
Okay.
to though. I don't
Okay.
know if we're still shopping or going somewhere else.
Okay, it's just so that I know who's going where. Okay, I'll do Perry, Quinn, Cynric, and Dobbie first. So where are you heading?
Dobbie, please lead me to wherever it was that you slept.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. The alleyway's little ways over here. And I start leading them over to the alleyway.
Okay. Easy enough to do. And you guys head to that location, and he points, and it's a empty alleyway between two buildings that look like residential sort of buildings.
Okay, Dobbie. Once I cast this, I have 10 minutes.
So, can I go check out the alley while she's casting that? Maybe look for like signs of larger footprints, or maybe like
Okay,
a note
yeah,
or something around.
Go ahead and head in and make a perception. Oh, actually, yeah, make a perception.
Oh, that's a 7.
I mean, you look around, you don't see a note or anything like that. You just see disturbed sand and dirt, like, all around. You see, like, footprints, but you see footprints too from trampled over top.
Oh, it looks well traveled.
Well traveled, yeah.
Okay.
We're probably lucky we didn't see a note laying there that says, "You have lost a kidney, seek medical attention."
Yeah.
You never know.
So you're casting your spell?
I'm gonna go to the mouth of the alley. And then, yeah, I'm gonna cast Locate Object on Dobbie's blade.
Okay. You cast it, and you don't feel anything.
Okay. Alright, Dobbie. I need you to, I guess, lead me toward wherever the seediest places are. And we better move quick, because I've only got 10 minutes.
Shit.
Because...
Quick question, DM. Did I ever find anything that was very seedy, or it was just that the tavern and then just the market, right?
Yeah, you didn't find anything.
Yeah.
You just know there is a thieves guild.
Fuck.
You have no idea where it is, who's involved, nothing.
Fuck.
Day 1, get to town. Day
Dude,
2,
I
dive
can't
directly
understand.
into seedy underbelly.
Yo, dude, for real. And then I thought, damn, I can't understand. There's not thieves can't. Yeah, I should have took that in the rogue. Okay, cool. So, can I do a perception check to see if there's like a very kind of place where everyone's kind of keeping themselves away from?
Sorry, what?
Like inherently, like bad locations, right? Like you don't want to be near a place, you kind of steer clear from it. Is there like a place where people are kind of steering clear from around here?
You know nothing about this city. If you go ahead and make a perception check for
Yeah,
like
I was
the
just wondering if I could
crossroads
just make
where
a
you
perception
are.
check. Yeah. That's a 19.
It's a residential area. You see a few people walking here or there. You don't see anyone steering clear of anything specifically.
Okay. Yeah, then I don't know, dude.
Okay, I'm gonna go up to the first person I see who looks like they might have been around here and ask. if
Okay,
they
yeah, you
have
find someone
seen
like
anything.
walking down the street. What are you asking them?
This may seem like a strange question, but have you seen anyone perhaps rummaging around in that alley
Oh, no, I don't.
recently, like this morning?
No, this is my first time passing by. Actually, I'm just heading to the market.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. I hope you find what it is you're looking for.
Can I ask this person? Is there any weapon shops near here?
Oh, in the market, there's the Grooved Friend.
The blue friend?
The Grooved Friend. It's
The
blacksmith.
grooved friend.
Mhm.
So it's a blacksmith / weapon shop.
Yes, well, the blacksmith makes weapons. Yes.
Is there a place that sells anything secondhand?
Well, I'm sure they get stuff that's sold back to them and maybe rework it, or make it better, or repair it, and might resell it.
Do you know how far it is from here?
Oh, back through the market on the southeastern side.
Okay.
And then DM, how far is that?
Probably like another 25 minutes. Well, you don't know actually. You've not gone through. You don't know how big this place is.
Okay. So is that far from here? Is that
Probably
pretty far?
walking about 25 minutes or so. You just want to head sort of to the southeastern corner. It's a large building. You shouldn't be able to miss it once you get through the rest of the market, if you continue in that direction.
God, well, okay.
Okay. Well, do you want to head that direction? I have no idea where we're going or what we're doing.
Fuck it, might as well, because you're not getting anything with that magic, right?
No, not
Fuck.
yet.
Okay.
Yeah, if it was someone sneaky enough, yeah, they're probably trying to sell that shit off.
So yeah, we go to the Grooved Friend.
Okay. So you guys continue your walk. Perry, your 10 minutes goes by. Spell drops. You never ping anything.
So, as we're walking, I just kind of want to be on the lookout for anyone that might be looking at Dobbie and keeping an eye on him.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay.
So, a little bit better, 14.
You're taking a look around, and a few people kind of look at you guys because did you all change into your clothes?
I put the shawl on.
Yeah,
did
you're kind of
not.
still, yeah. So a few people look at you guys because not all of you are wearing like indigenous clothes to this area.
Right.
But no one is like following behind you or keeping that you can tell or keeping like an eye on you. Like as you're passing through, you get a few looks. You're also, you've got your like halberd on your back and everything like that. You're walking with weapons. Quinn has his like chainmail, which looks just completely out of place here.
Linking around.
Yeah.
Also a shield, also a big ass hammer.
I mean, I'm carrying around a big ass clawed staff now.
Yeah, and so you guys just like you're getting looks of curiousness, but it doesn't feel
Nothing.
from what you can see like anyone is specifically following you. You do see a few people kind of like point and like talk to other people that they're with, but you gather it's just out of maybe curiosity or interest.
Okay.
Dobbie, you start saying,
Yo, keep an eye out for anybody who's stealing from somebody. Could probably find them and ask some questions.
Okay.
All right. So you
We're-
guys
we're-
continue through to the
Yeah.
group friend.
yep.
Mhm.
All right. So you make your way, and after about 25 minutes or so, you make your way to this brick, large, single-story building. It's got a brown tile roof, and as you head inside, tile flooring. You see hanging on the walls are various sets of armor and weapons on display behind the counter, with a door leading to what you assume is some other room. At the counter, sitting there, is a male halfling. Stands probably a little under 3 feet, is a bit bulky, very muscular, particularly in his legs. He's got a simple cloth shirt, rugged pants, rubber apron over top. He's got sharp brown hair. Looks like he might have dyed it.
Got you. I give this guy in halfling like the communal halfling greeting and shit.
He just says, "Oh, hello."
Hey, my man. You the owner, the proprietor of this place.
Yes, of course.
Okay. I need some help.
How can I help ya?
I need assistance. If you can
Okay.
answer a question for me.
Sure.
I then do minor illusion. You do the
Oh,
sword.
that's a trick.
Yeah. Did anyone try to sell you this sword?
Oh no, not that I've seen.
Okay.
I make my own weapons mostly. I've gotten a few second-hand items, repurposed them, but nothing like that.
No. What about any other weapons with golden naked ladies on them?
Oh no, naked lady weapons that I've seen.
Okay. Do you know?
Are you still talking to him in halfling?
Huh?
Are you
Yeah,
still
yeah.
talking? Okay.
I'm still talking to him.
So
in
do any
Halfling.
of you understand
Yeah, no,
Halfling?
I'm just kind of
Okay.
staring.
Oh,
Okay.
Nope.
Can I help you with anything else?
yeah. Oh, well, sorry. Yeah, I just got robbed. Pretty
Oh,
bad.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, yeah,
You're new
yeah.
to town?
Yeah. No, we're just
That
passing
usually
by.
doesn't happen in the middle of the day.
Yeah, yeah. I got a little drunk and kind of passed out in the alleyway.
Oh
so,
no.
Yeah.
Well, I
I was
wish
an
you
easy
luck.
mark. Yeah, man. You know the Thieves Guild around here? Does anyone
Not really. Do I know him? Try to stay out of that. I run a legitimate business. So.
But do you know anyone who doesn't run a legitimate business around here who might be interested in stolen items?
Oh, around here, I don't personally know anyone. I'm sure there might be some stalls or people that might sell things that are given to them, but also, if people bring us items, we don't necessarily know if they aren't theirs. I can't read someone's mind. If you came in right now and had, let's just say, stolen something and said, I want money for this item, and I thought it was worthwhile, I'd take it. And if you came in, if someone else came in later on and told me, well, that was my sword, it was stolen, I still legitimately paid for it from the person who sold it to me. So, do you understand what happens? So you may find people selling illegitimate things, or you may find people selling things that they bought fair and square and are looking for business on.
Yeah, I understand that. I was just wondering.
But no, I don't know anyone who sells illegitimate items. Personally.
Okay.
All legit here.
Understood.
He looks over to you, Quinn, and he goes, "It's a nice piece of armor you got there." And he says this in common.
Well, thank you, sir. It was a gift.
It's a nice craftsmanship.
It is. I look around. His stuff looks pretty good, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it looks well made. And he's got a couple of pieces. He has one set of armor, very. It's almost got this like iridescence to it. It's also like a light sort of chain, I believe. Hang on, I gotta look this up because I never remember. I believe it's chain, but let me make sure. Yeah. Actually, no, it's a like a splint mail, kind of.
Okay.
And he says, and sorry, you look at it, and yeah, it's got this like iridescence, and it looks very finely crafted. And then also on the wall, you see this very nice sort of shield that's kind of got like a bluish gilding to it on the front. It's just got kind of like swirls and lines for like decorative functionality, but it looks quite nice as well.
Okay. So after looking over his stuff, your things look quite nice. Actually, my family owns a forge. I've spent many a day slaving in there, and I must say, I appreciate your craftsmanship here.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that from one craftsman to another.
What can you tell me about that shield you got over there? It looks rather fancy.
This one I worked with one of the enchanters in the city here. It's a nice piece, extra defense, and allows you to, with the right concentration, redirect some of the force that is dealt to you.
But what would you want for that?
It's 400 gold.
Let me see. And I'm actually gonna reach into my bag and pull out the chainmail that I had previously.
Mm-hmm.
And much as I don't want to part with this, I was wondering what you might give in trade for that. Since
You hand it over, I assume.
I
He,
do.
uh,
I
he-
put it. I put it like because he's small and this
Yeah,
is
you put it
huge,
on, like,
so
the
I put it on a
counter.
fucking counter
Yeah,
for him.
yeah.
I'm not gonna like drop it on the
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
I want him to live.
He looks relatively strong, actually. But
Right.
he as you lay it out, he like looks at you. Like, well, it's seen quite a bit of wear and tear. I probably have to do a bit of work. There's a few links here or there that have come astray. But it's still relatively decent. I could probably make do with it and repair it and resell it at some point. I could give you a 35 gold for it.
That's. I suppose that would be a good price. My mom made it in her forge, and
It looks well made. If you've been
she's-
through a few things, it's held up.
she is quite talented, and I am not easy on items. I can say, I can tell you that for sure. And Quinn is looking very like torn because he doesn't need to lug around all this crap, but also this is a thing that came from a place that might not ever be a going concern again.
Mm-hmm.
So. Much as much as I don't need to hang on to it, this is probably the last piece of armor my ma's ever made. I suppose I could let go for that.
Make
As long as I
make
sure
like a
it's in good
persuasion.
hands. Well, that's not going to go well. That is going to go so poorly.
Natural 20.
Maybe.
Unless I get that, yeah, because I'm marking a -1 here. And 9.
He says,
Kind
I
of
understand
close.
the sentimentality of an item, but I also have to do quite a bit of work on it to repurpose it for someone to buy.
Which I understand. I just want to make sure that I get it in the hands of someone who can use it.
It'll
And
find a good home.
That's what she'd want. So I'm gonna.
You're gonna part with it then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just
He takes
put a hand
it
on
and
it
places it like under the counter behind, and then brings up like some gold and places 35 gold on the counter for you and hands it over.
Cool.
Well, thank you for your business. Is there anything else I can do for you?
I don't know for right now, but you say that's 400 for the shield.
400.
I may be back for that.
All right.
It does look rather nice.
Well, I hope I see you again then.
I hope to be seen. And
Any of the rest of you doing anything?
I have no idea what this man has said. So
No, he's
He was
speaking to
speaking to Common
Common
that
and,
whole
and
last
to
time.
Quinn.
No.
no, I
Yeah.
meant about the.
Oh, yeah. So,
and I
so
don't
did you
have
guys just
any
head
use for
out?
Weapons or armor.
Yeah, I'm already outside.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that was a fucking waste of time. Guy doesn't deal in whatever objects, barely gets resale, and doesn't know if there's anyone who's shady who deals with that certain thing. Nor does he know the location or possible location of the fucking Thieves Guild. I'm getting
No, I
tired of
didn't.
this shit.
I didn't think that the blacksmith was gonna know where the Thieves Guild was.
we haven't given
Dobbie,
up
where
yet.
were you when you got the information about the suspicious noises?
Right, the man smuggling the very common fruit.
I tell him about the tavern.
Okay, yeah, he tells you about the Sleeping Hall Tavern, which is just north of the. You have to go all the way back the direction that you came, and then it's just north. It's actually just a little past the alley that he was in.
Okay.
Well, maybe we go back there and see where that leads us.
That's the best we could try, I think, for now.
Okay. But you're looking around like noontime at this point.
Yeah.
Well, I have no other ideas at this point. I've never been robbed.
Well,
All
I
right,
think that's
so
the best thing we can do for now, and then if we strike out there, we just meet up with everyone else like we agreed, and we see what we can come up with as a group.
Yeah.
Maybe we can try and ask for help from some of the guards. Maybe my sister knows something. She's been here longer than I have.
That's a good idea.
But let's try this and then see what happens. All right.
It's
All
fair.
right. So you guys start heading back towards that direction. It's going to take you another 25 minutes. Baltaim and Oriana, where are you going?
I want to talk to like a guard or a few merchants or something. And I
Okay,
just want to ask.
you can talk to anyone in the market.
Yeah, just kind of go to a guard. Excuse me. I'm a new around here.
It's
I'm
good to
looking
meet
for-
you. Welcome to the city.
Thank you. I'm looking for a place called Gavitt's Gambit, I believe.
Gavrick's Gambit.
Yeah, that's the place.
Well, you're not too far from Gavrick's Gambit. It's just maybe 10 minutes, and then turn to the left, and you'll find a building. You'll see, well, not a building, a stall, more like a tent. It's a tented shop.
Well, thank you.
He just nods.
Kind of head that way with Oriana.
All right.
Had to tell me if that's our perceived goal is?
Well, you were with me when I went to that inn, tavern in Dash, right? So I met that Enzo.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Well, this is just a little bit more follow up on that. About that whatever this group or whatever they are, what they've done to my sister, where they're taking her. So hopefully that'll get me on track to whatever happens with that.
Well then, let us continue.
Okay. So you head to down the way, and you eventually find your way to Gavrick's Gambit. It's a simple tented shop within the market. Stepping inside, you can tell that it's a general store housing all manner of goods used for day-to-day living. There are a few shelves of general items. Such as like oil, tools, cookware, many other general purpose items. You look over at the counter and you see a human man with dark hair, brown skin, and short-cropped dark brown skin and short-cropped salt and pepper hair. He has gray eyes, wears simple merchant's clothes. He waves at you as you enter and just says, "Welcome to the shop."
Howdy there. This might sound strange, but I'm looking for a Tillman.
Yeah, that's me. I'm Marcus Tillman.
Excellent. I was sent by a friend,
Okay.
and I see no evil.
He takes a look at you for a second, narrows his eyes, and then he says, "I see. Why don't you come on back?" And he stands up and opens like a flap of the tent behind him and like kind of motions for you to head back.
Is my compatriot allowed to come along?
Yes, if she's with you.
All right, and
Let's
I
go.
kind
I'll
of-
follow.
let's go.
So you head into the back, and you can see it's just like a simple sort of. It's got like a simple table and chairs. It's got a few like crates here or there, but he motions for you to sit, and he takes a seat at the table, and he says, "So, you're here looking for information on this group, I take it."
Correct.
Well, I can tell you what I know. It's not much, but from what I've heard and learned is these people have caused a few sun-touched to disappear, go missing throughout Serretan. If further than that, I don't know, but at least within these lands. A couple have shown up dead, corrupted to only a shadow of who they were. Strange black markings along their bodies, making them real difficult to identify. What this group is doing with them, I have no idea. Seems the wrong sort. The only thing that I've learned in my information is that they had an outpost somewhere in the Scorching Steppes. Something that was used by them. I can't guarantee its recency or if they're even still there.
Where exactly in the Scorching Steppes, if you don't mind me asking?
I
Oh,
can
the
give
area
you
over
the general direction. I've not been there myself, but it's about, you want to go west of the city. About 2 days' travel. Within the Voiceless Wastes, you'll find the Scorching Steppes. Desert's pretty open and barren. You should be able to see signs of the outpost, if it's still there.
I don't suppose you have a name that you haven't given one about these people, correct?
I have no name. Just some of their business. I keep my ear to the ground in the city. It's just strange, sun-touched, showing up the way they have. Looked into it a little bit. That's what I came up with. These people, if they are people, they travel lightly. They don't make themselves too well known.
And when you say corrupted, I assume you mean as I am?
No, not like you. The curse upon your people is different than what has happened to these sun-touched. They were changed somehow. Again, this is secondhand information. But no, they weren't made fallen. They were made something else, used for something else, and left to rot.
That's all you have. Thank you very kindly.
Of course, I hope that the information is something you can use. I'd be careful with these people, though. They certainly mean business, and they have plans that seem strange, far beyond my comprehension.
I heed your warning. Well, fortunately, we also have business with them now, too.
Then I wish you luck.
I just kind of get up abruptly.
He gets up and leads you back out to the front of the shop. He says, "Thank you for your business."
Thank you kindly.
As like another patron walks in.
Yep.
and you head out. And what do you do?
I hate to ask, and I will ask the rest of everyone else, but would y'all mind if we take a little detour and go into the Oasis or in the Oasis so I could go check this outpost?
I mean, isn't it kind of on the way?
No, it's west.
Yeah,
You want to go like south, like east and south.
Yeah.
I thought we were heading towards.
You're heading toward the Cursed Wasteland, which is south towards Elethon. The Voiceless Wastes are west. Yeah.
West.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's what we would have crossed had we not been just magic Ubered here.
Yeah. In 2 days, I don't see a problem with a detour of 2 days. Might be a good way to check to see if we are ready to travel such distances. If we are looking not so great after just 2 days, perhaps we need to return to Zerthmar and rethink our strategy for crossing.
I suppose that could be a good idea. Well, thank you for coming to me.
Oh, you're welcome.
I suppose you want to see that library?
I would like to see that library, yes.
Let's go try to find this library.
Okay, so you guys are just heading now straight from the market to the Crystal Arbor.
Yep, I mean that's all.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay, it's gonna take you a couple of hours to get there, but you'll get there definitely before the other group, as they've been spending time searching around. So back to Quinn and Perry and Dobbie and Cynric. You guys head across the market and head north and find the Sleeping Hall, a building that is an inn and tavern.
Cool.
You head inside and you see the same gentleman that Dobbie had seen, an elven man, tending the bar.
All right, there's nobody else in the bar, like.
There's a couple of patrons. It's like I told you, around maybe just after noontime now. You see a few people. Actually, it's getting a little bit busier as people are coming in for lunch, but it's not super packed yet.
Cool.
Dobbie, do you see the people you spoke to that gave you this information?
I don't actually DM, right? Or do you want me to
make
do
a perception? Yeah, make a
All
perception.
Right. It's a 13.
Yeah, you don't see them. At this moment.
No, I don't see them. I from what I hear, they're probably shopkeepers or something. So they were coming down. They were here by the time the market was closing. So I'm assuming they own some stands around here.
So you asked two random people who were not necessarily dishonest looking individuals about a thieves guild?
Yes.
That tracks. I don't know why you sound surprised about that at all. That sounds perfectly on brand for.
I didn't ask them outright about the Thieves Guild. I just asked them if they know about the Thieves Guild activity here, and if someone could find them.
Right. Okay. Well.
Knowing that information, might your stolen items be in relation to maybe you tracking down a member of this guild?
No, because I had no information about the Thieves Guild. I had none. That's why I gave up on it.
Right, but your asking could have triggered someone else.
I think what Dobbie is saying, I think what Cynric is saying is that perhaps you alerted certain unsavory individuals that you were looking for them?
Why just steal from me and not just kill me? That would have made more sense.
Because it's a thieves guild and not a murderers guild?
Yeah, but I got no information on them. There was no way I could find them anyway.
Maybe they're testing your skill before they make themselves known to you.
Okay.
I'm gonna be pretty honest here. I'm kind of almost sure that that's not what's happening right now.
Yeah, Dobbie, make an intelligence check.
Yeah. Hold on. Where is? There we go. Intelligence.
Yeah, just check.
That's a natural 21.
Okay, so
Ooh.
I mean, you kind of worked for that in like the Shattered Blades are kind of that in Dash. I mean, it's like thieves guilds generally dabble in a lot of different things in different places. But like from your knowledge of like what you've worked in and the people that you've worked with, generally everything is kept very close to the chest. It's hard enough that like the reason you even got into that world was through Butcher, really, and in Dash, and you came to know the much darker side of it. But just understanding how these things work, likely what happened was you were an easy mark sitting out in an alley. You had a whole bunch of shit on you that wasn't hidden. Why? Like, you're looking at the city. There's Dash is pretty lawless. So in Dash, maybe someone would just like leave you dead in a puddle of your own blood. In a city like this, seems like it would just be easier to take all your stuff, hawk it somewhere, and make a whole bunch of cash and never see you ever again and just not even worry about you. Like that's what this feels like to you, was like you literally left yourself open. They took advantage of that. And if this was a thieves guild, but you're kind of feeling like to get all of your stuff, it would take someone pretty skilled to get like everything from you without you being woken.
Aware of it, yeah.
Yeah, someone pretty skilled that did this. Likely it was just like, no, we don't have to kill you. We just take your stuff. You don't know it. Like you don't know who did it. You're probably not going to be able to track them down. So it's just an easy mark, and in a place that's very easy to hide in. That's the sense, like, from your own understanding of how this works. If it was you, you're kind of thinking, like, if you saw something similar, that's probably what you would do in a place like this, where it's ruled by, like, an emperor, and from you know, the things that you've kind of learned, has a pretty hefty guard presence. And it's pretty, like, legit, you know? It doesn't seem like there is a lot of like underbelly activity here, so it likely has to be sort of very on the D-low. If there is like murders and assassinations happening, it has to be very untraceable. It's probably just easier to do more of the quiet work and the easy stuff to get by in a lot of places.
Yeah. So yeah, I just explained this, like, yeah, this just seems like a quick grab and skid off. You know, if there's not really tests. You don't test people in this kind of like work. I got literally bupkis information about them. They just a guy and a thousands of other people here. I was just an easy mark. I was being fucking stupid, and now they got my shit. I'm just trying to find these guys, at least as best as possible, as fast as possible. But at this point, they're probably pawned off my shit. So I'm trying to find some kind of connection that maybe there's somebody that they'd be able to sell it to without them getting all eyes on it, because it's good shit, okay? People would be asking questions about it. So somebody who doesn't ask a lot of questions, they'd have to sell it to.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. But I'm not getting shit
So
from
what are you
nobody.
guys doing? Are you just like standing in the middle of this tavern, just like conversing?
I was gonna go order a drink and then maybe grab like a table away from things.
Okay, so as you guys are like having this conversation, you're seeing more and more people come in, and it's starting to fill up as this is like the lunch rush. You head over to the bar. You see the elven man. He says, hello, how can I help you?
I'd like a drink, please.
Of course, just some ale?
Please, 2.
2 ales, okay. Let me get you those right away. And he goes and pours you 2 ales. He says, that'll be 2 silver.
Okay, I'll give him 3 silver.
Thank you kindly.
Cheers him out. I'll go, grab like a table that's kind of like off to the side, so we're not.
Yeah,
talking.
you find one. It's starting to get like more not raucous, but like loud as more and more people are coming in, sitting down. The bar is now like getting filled up, but you manage to get the table before anyone else takes it. And there's like a louder sort of din in the tavern as people are talking and conversing and ordering lunch and food and drink and things like that. You see a couple of people come kind of like out of the back and start sort of waiting the tables more as they start to get a bit busier. But you sit down and you've got a table with the group.
So if you were offloading your stuff, where would you do it?
Someone who doesn't ask a lot of questions. Somewhere seedy, but I can't find. No one knows anywhere anything seedy. You know, no one knows nothing around here. It's such a big fucking market for some reason.
Well, Dobbie, it's a big city. Of course, there's going to be a big market.
Yeah. My best bet, I've been trying to look for people to fucking steal that are pickpocketed and stealing shit, but I can't find anything.
Right, well, I mean, we could just ask where someone would go to sell things illicitly.
I mean, I wouldn't want to really walk
literally
up to
just
someone
asked
and
that.
ask that question
Yeah,
because
well,
then
first
somebody
off, you
might
don't-
find me suspicious.
Yeah, that too. I literally asked like 2 other people. Well, the halfling guy. Literally asked him. He doesn't know shit.
Oh, did you know? Well,
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
you were speaking in a language that none of us understood. So.
Yeah.
yeah, we had no idea that's what you were saying, so I mean.
So yeah, my probably best bet is, I don't know, try to find somebody. Maybe find a pickpocket or something, ambush them, try to get information from them. I don't know at this point. I'm really angry. And, by the end of this, I can't stab anybody. So, yeah. So, I'm kind of angry right now.
Would it be best to ask if maybe there is a blacksmith or market on one of the edges of town?
But why would you want to sell this at the edge of town?
Farther away from everything else would be most likely easier to get rid of.
That's a possibility. I mean,
Could actually, no. That wouldn't make. Can I do an intelligence check on that? Like, would that be feasible? Like, wouldn't it just make more sense for them to sell it here, DM? Could I make an intelligence check on that?
Yeah, go ahead and make an intelligence.
Okay, cool. That's a 17.
So, given where they took where you've been and how big this city is, it would actually make, like, you're just thinking about it too. It would make sense for them to sell it as far probably as possible away from where you are, because that would take you the longest to probably look for it. Like, you're just thinking, like, how I would do it is like put it in the place that they wouldn't go to first. Why would I put it in, like, I would try to get it away from them, because they're going to wake up and be looking for their shit.
Okay, cool.
But the problem, but I'll say this, the problem that you're having
it was a
is
lot
like
of shit, though.
that. Well, sure, but I mean, this is the problem that you're having. It was a lot of shit. This city is a metropolis.
Yeah,
The
it's a lot.
farthest away could be the very northern edge of the city, could be the very western edge of the city, could be the very southern edge of the city, could be somewhere in the shaded valley. Like, they could have gone to all, they could be currently going off to all different of these areas to spread it around,
Yeah.
like
Halfway.
the smart way would be to, you're right, not offload it all in one place, but to put it all in different points and make the money that way. That way, like maybe you find one of the places where some of these things are sold, but
But
not
it's hard
all.
to find the
you
person
think
that's
that
selling these items. Yeah.
the one item that like would be probably like the most likely to trace is there can't be that many sort of like blacksmiths and like enchanters is the Deshret. That blade would probably like you may be able to find that because of the fact that it is not a normal blade. The other ones, even though you had naked ladies on them, they were just regular.
They were just regular
swords.
weapons.
So like they were customized for you, but like what does that mean? Like that could go to anyone.
Yeah.
Like anyone might take those. Like a general store might take them. A blacksmith, like any place could take those and sell them as like as anything. So you think that maybe you could find the other scimitar because of its nature and likely how much they would try to get for it. But the other stuff is going to be very, very difficult.
And especially the map too.
Yeah, the map is like again, you found it in like a general store, so it's like like that could be found anywhere.
Okay.
You know, that could be found in like a curiosities shop. So you're having a hard time like you're trying to put the pieces together and like think of like how you would do this if you were hawking stuff, and you're just thinking like this place is massive.
Yeah, it's too big.
The one thing that you might be able to find is maybe where they sold if they didn't keep it, where they sold the new blade. But again, you don't know this place very well, so it's gonna take a bit to figure out like all the different enchanters and blacksmiths to look for it.
So yeah, I explained that, and I'm just like, yeah, but you know, it's fucking difficult. It's huge.
Well, I understand. I think at this point, I know you're very fond of your ladies, but if we're gonna find anything, we need to find what you've got in Avonhurst.
Right. And in the meantime, just in case, and I'm actually going to reach into my pack, and I have in there, from starting equipment, a dagger I have never used.
Okay.
I'm just going to reach in the pack until we find you something else, just in case. You can have this.
Oh, yeah, he's looking at the dagger, yeah, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking stab somebody so hard up the ass.
Right, I'm going to take this back now, and
Never fails.
I don't want something I've owned up until now to be all of a sudden a murder weapon. So
you're gonna have what? You're gonna have me weaponless? You rather have me weaponless?
You've seen him weaponless.
I'm torn now.
He's actually quite effective weaponless.
Yeah,
He is pretty
that's another
good
thing I'm
with his
thinking of too.
fists. Maybe let's hold on to the dagger for now.
I'm just that's just like you have seen him use his fists in combat. So.
Yeah, I have. I was trying to be nice, and they said he's going to stab someone in the ass. I'm like, I don't.
But yeah,
think
you can give him the
want
dagger.
Fantasy forensics to be up my ass about that, so I'm going to put it back.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
But yeah.
I think we need to find out where someone might sell or buy a magical weapon.
A waitress comes by and just asks your table if you'd like food. You see, Sinric is the only one with drinks and says, "Are you ordering anything else?"
I could go for a bite, sure.
Yeah, could I? What do you have today?
We have a mutton steamed bun, mutton pie, and sausage pie with barley biscuits. And some of them can come with a drink if you'd like that as well.
I'll go with a mutton pie.
Would you like a tankard of anything with it, or are you still good with your drinks?
I'll down one and say, I'll take another one.
Okay, 4 silver for that. The rest of you?
I'll also take the mutton pie. Could I get a cup of wine with that, please?
4 silver.
Yeah, I'll have the pie as well if you don't
Okay.
mind.
And drink?
With the heat, I think just water.
Okay. That will be 2 silver.
Okay, and I hand that over.
Okay. And then Dobbie, anything for you?
No, Dobbie's good.
Okay. All right. She heads off and starts putting in your order. And after a few minutes, you get your drinks, and then maybe like 10 or 15 minutes later, you get your food.
Okay.
So, she probably lives here. Might we just ask the waitress where we would find good quality weapons in the city?
I mean, someone might know where one would buy magical weapons.
That's a good place to start.
I mean, you don't get much more local than someone that works here.
Right, well, we can try. I actually want to just... If the bartender doesn't look like he's getting slammed because of lunch rush, I'm going to go see if I can flag him down for a second. See if
Okay.
maybe he...
Yeah, you head over to the bar, and he looks over at you and he says, "Oh, can I help you?"
Actually, I was just looking to get some information if I could. My friend is trying to find a place that he could acquire a more magical weapon. I don't know if you happen to know of any places that...
Well,
that
there
we might be
are a
able to
lot
go.
of I mean, there's places all around the Sunseared Market. If you really want to buy magical things, there is Eldith's Fortune. She deals more, though, in vials and tinctures. There is the Ruby Sigil. They deal more in magical jewelry and that kind of thing. Then there's the World's Treasure.
What
The
do
World's
they do?
Treasure has more enchanted items. And then, of course, there's the Grooved Friend. Sometimes Bertram there has some nicer items that he's worked with the others on.
Right.
Weapons would probably more be Bertram or the World's Treasure. But if you're looking for other places other than the Sunseared Market, trying to think. There is other blacksmiths around the city. I don't know all of them, but I do know of a merchant in the Shaded Valley. Specializes in magical items. His name is Fozek. If you find his shop in the Shaded Valley, called Canonical Curiosities, you can maybe find some interesting things there. He's very intelligent and compassionate. He could probably find what you're looking for, or if he doesn't have it now, could probably get it for you.
Right. I'm going to be completely honest with you, sir. The friend that's looking to acquire a magical weapon, he's a complete idiot who had a magical weapon and it was stolen from him in the middle of the night. Now, if you were someone who is trying to offload a stolen magic thing, who would be most likely to purchase this thing without asking too many questions?
Well, most people don't ask too many questions when someone
True.
comes in with an item, as long as they're willing to take the price that's being looked for. Like I said, there is a lot of shops that deal with enchanted things here in this city. It's a massive city. Our even some of our guard have access to items like that. So generally, unless you look really uncomfortable selling the item for some reason, most merchants, if the price is right, would take it. If they think that they could resell it and do good business.
Right. That's true. I'm just trying.
A merchant is a merchant.
Right. They don't know if what they're getting is stolen necessarily. That's very
No.
true. All right. Well, I thank you for your time. That's more of a lead than we had. So
I wish you luck. I'm sorry about your friend. It
sorry
does
he's my
happen
friend as well.
sometimes, unfortunately, in this city. And the guard have had a hard time tracking down some of these pilferings. But most of us know to keep a tight hand around our valuables.
Well, you'd think he'd know that as well, but apparently not. All
Well,
right. Well,
I hope you find it. But you may have to pay quite a pretty penny for it.
Right, that's going to be where we run into a bit of fun. All right. Well, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Of course. I hope you enjoy your meal.
Yes, thank you. So I'm going to go back over to the group and let them know about the other places that were mentioned, specifically mentioning the world's treasure. Mentioned that's in the market, but the one that's a bit further off is the one in Shaded Valley with foes at Canonical Curiosities.
Yes. Okay. So he comes back to the table and explains it to you guys.
Yes.
Dobbie, I know you don't particularly believe, but now would probably be a good time to start praying to Arathis.
I'm not praying to Arathis.
Dobbie, she gave you a very special
I'm
gift.
not praying to a fucking god.
Okay, fine. Fine.
If we can find it, we find it. If we don't, we don't.
All I'm saying is she gave it to you for a reason, and if
don't.
you lost it, it could be a problem.
Well, that's a problem for her.
No, Dobbie, you're the one with the mark. It's a problem for you.
Okay, well, I don't give a fuck about that sword. I care about my girls. That's it.
Dobbie, your priorities are entirely out of order. I mean, I understand you had a sentimental attachment to those things, but this thing was given to you for
It was
a
not
reason.
just a sentimental attachment. Okay, those are mine. Those are my girls, my weapons. You like Abigail, right? Is that just a weapon for you? What happens if you ever lost Abigail?
I get your point. I'm just trying to help here, because this thing that was lost more than anything could cause trouble if someone else gets it. Especially could cause trouble for you, considering you're going to need to defend yourself against whatever is trying to, kill all of us. But, and at any rate, I think if we head towards the Merchant in the Shaded Valley, we may have some better luck.
No, we still have to meet the others at the library.
We do. We can head that way if we have time, and at least get everyone else in on it to start.
I mean, you know it's going to take just to get across back to the sun's orbit, like 2 hours. And it's already probably close to like 1 o'clock at this point. 1:30.
Yeah.
How long would it take to go through the Shaded Valley to get to the
Well, you have to go
Continental
through the Shaded Valley, but you're not
Yeah.
sure like exactly where the shop is. And the Shaded Valley is also huge. It remember, the sun's orbit is in the center of like this sort of pillared area in the center of the city that you come up on. The shaded valley is like the the middle
Yeah.
circle. So
Yeah, the
there's like a
middle section.
whole circle around, and then the sun-kissed circle is that outer ring that you're currently on the eastern side of the city. So depending, it could be on your way. It could also be out of the way.
Well, perhaps we go through, and if this place is on our way, we'll stop in. If it's not, we will meet up with the others. And I think as a group, we might need to start searching.
Well
So
then,
this we can do, I think.
let us start covering some ground.
All right, so you guys finish up your meals and get ready to head out.
Yes.
All right, you guys get up, get ready to go, and start making your way back towards the pathway that leads you back down into the shaded valley. And that is where we're going to take our break for tonight.
Cool.
So, yeah, interesting times. We are just going to take a short break, grab a drink and restroom break, and we will be back. And I will remember to turn the sound on this time in just a few minutes. So we hope you guys have been enjoying. Please stick with us, and we will see you in just a few minutes. See you soon. All right, we're back in. Sound is on. I can see it working. All right, everyone. So we pick up with Oriana and Baltaim. It's about maybe 2 or so in the afternoon when you get to maybe 1:30 when you get to the front of the Crystal Arbor. You've made your way through the shaded valley back to the sun's orbit on the outer side of it, and see this like crystalline sort of structure in front of you with those like massive doors.
You don't suppose they allow food in there?
Probably not actively consuming.
So I should probably eat out here, correct?
What food do you have on you? Right?
Well, I just, it's been a little bit since we had breakfast. I thought about maybe, I'm not too interested, I'm be honest, with books.
That's fair. I'm more hungry for knowledge at the moment.
You
Right.
probably would have passed like street vendors and things like that on your way
That's
through.
exactly what I was gonna ask. If there like street like vendors, like
Yeah,
street
not
vendors.
here on the sun's orbit, but you probably like just down the way, not too far. You would have passed a few, so you could head back there. Just a short trek to probably get yourself some food.
Were we told if there was jobs posted here? Is that something that this place also does, or is there a place where we could find anyone with postings or like work? Because we're all looking for making some sort of coin.
You never asked about a job board at all.
I don't think we asked here. I think the last time we asked was Avonhurst.
Yep.
Perhaps they might know.
I can certainly inquire. Not sure if we'll find out anything specifically, but
Well, let's see what the whole takes.
right. Well, I will see you when you are done consuming your lunch.
All right, so Baltime, you go off to grab some food.
Yeah, just like a street, like.
Yeah, I'll say like 2 silver. You're able to get some delicious food and probably like a quenching drink.
I'll buy extra because I don't know what the policy on food is yet. So
Okay.
I'll just buy extra to see. If
Okay,
they'll let me in
say
with
4 silver.
it. Okay.
And Oriana, you head back in through those large doors. As you push them, it almost feels like it would be like massive to like open these, but like as you touch them, they almost like move with your sort of gate and open for you. And you head back into this large hall-like structure with that circular desk in the center and those various like tables and chairs. And you do see the same sort of bustling activity that you did the first time you came through here.
This all looks so nice. I'll walk up to the circular desk.
You wait for a moment as they're with other people, but when one of the women gets free, she looks up and she says, "Hello, how can I help you?"
Yes, I'm looking for books specifically dealing with the arcane and spellcraft.
You a student here?
No, I am not a student here.
Right. Okay. So, if you're looking for books, there is our public library. If you just head to the back through the second door on your left, you will find what you are looking for, the library there. Within, you can inquire about arcane books.
Oh, thank you so much. And I'll follow those directions.
Okay. So you head through the door at the back, and as you open it up, it opens up into a fairly large library. Not quite as large as the one in Avonhurst, but it's got quite a few stacks of books, and it's only one. Like here, it's only one floor, but it is fairly large, and there is a desk as you come in, just on sort of your right-hand side, with a gnomish gentleman.
Okay, I'll walk up to that desk.
Yes, hello?
Good day. I'm looking for books on arcane magics and spellcraft.
Arcane magics and spellcraft, okay. I think you want to head to, aisle, J. Right at the back, you will find, most of the arcane books there.
Oh, thank you so much. And I will. No, actually, I'll ask first. What is the policy on books here? Is it read on site? Is it pay to borrow? What is the policy?
Oh, it is free to borrow. You're welcome to take them. Hopefully you don't take them for more than a week. But you can take out what you are interested in. No more than 2 books at a time.
Books at a time. Okay, thank you. And I will head over to the aisle he indicated.
Okay. You head over there and make a investigation.
And that'll be a 21.
All right. Yeah, you find a couple of books on sort of. You find one that's basically on the history of spellcraft and how spells, the most well-known spells currently were created, and sort of how those were woven. And you find another on kind of manipulating sort of the arcane energies within the world to better sort of craft sort of customized ways of building spells.
Okay, I'll take those 2 books and I'll go over to the desk.
Okay.
Just,
Yes.
I would like to check out these 2 books if possible.
Okay. Sure. Let me just get your name and signature here, and he hands out a piece of parchment to you, and it just has like a general guideline of that you are taking out books from the Crystal Arbor Library, the public library. You are to keep them no more than a week, and if you need them for longer, you are to come back and check them out for a longer period. And it says that the books are not to leave the confines of the city.
I will sign my name.
All right. You sign your name. You see like a little sort of goldish like glow that at the end of it, and then he takes it back and he says,
Oh, so
"Very well."
What was that? That was interesting.
A contract being signed. It's just to make sure that our books do not go missing unnecessarily.
Very well. I understand. Makes sense.
Nothing bad will happen. If you try to take the books, they will just find their way back here.
Oh, how convenient.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much. And I will take the books and I will go
There are like in the library there are places you could. It's very like relative to the main hall entrance, which was like bustling and a little bit louder. Like the library is fairly quiet. So if you wanted to find like a seat,
I'll find
in
like
the library,
a table or a chair or something.
You're no problem. You find like a comfortable chair and sort of like begin opening up your books to read it. And what specifically are you kind of like looking for?
Specifically looking just to improve my knowledge of the arcane at first, and to begin theorizing and tinkering with spellcraft and actually making a spell.
Okay. So go ahead and make an intelligence check.
You can.
Okay.
Not great. 11.
All right, yeah. So you begin reading sort of the one on the history of magic and generally how it was crafted, and over the course of the next sort of probably couple of hours, you gather the knowledge about sort of how magic entered Aotania, how it was sort of manipulated to be able to be used. The one thing that you're not seeing is like it talks about sort of like wizardry and spellcraft through books and learning and study. It doesn't really talk about how you craft spells, which is through your understanding of your instrument and sort of the stories that you weave, which seems to be a slightly different kind of magic. But you are gaining sort of a better understanding of just magic in general, although it's taking you a little while to like read through all of these concepts, as you've never had a formal magic education ever. So it's going to take you a while to get through this. But you start to make some headway. Baltaim, you finish your lunch within like probably like a half an hour or so, 20 minutes. And you have this extra portion in your hand.
Gonna walk into the crystal arbor.
Yeah, you walk in. No one stops you.
Stops me. Okay. I'm looking for a tiefling woman. She's about yay big.
And they like look around, and you see a couple of like tiefling women.
Oh.
They're like, I'm sorry. What? Do you know where she might have gone? There are a lot of tiefling women.
She has like purple hair. Her name's Oriana. I don't particularly know what she
No.
Should know where I was going.
I mean, is Baltaim really paying attention to what you said you were going to
They
do?
just say, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Are there like books on like magic, I suppose, or
Oh, the library.
music?
Yeah, the library is the second door on the left, at the back, but the food's not going in the library.
Oh.
You can eat it out here in the common area.
Okay. Well, can I just set this here? Okay.
For a moment, sure.
Right. And I'll just kind of go inside and see if I can find Oriana.
Yeah, it doesn't take you, once you head inside, it doesn't take you long to find her curled up in a chair, poring over a book. You're only about half an hour into your reading at this point, Oriana.
Oh, I just kind of, I don't try to disturb her, but if she does catch my eye, kind of like, wave her down.
Yeah, you look up and see Baltaim.
Okay. I'll just kind of nod to him, see if he wants to talk or if he's...
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if I see you, I'll like see you like deject from the book. I'll like, come over and talk to you.
Okay.
I had
yes.
brought food, but apparently that's not allowed in this part of the area.
Well, I'll come outside then. I'm allowed to take the books, just not outside of the city.
All right.
Okay.
Did you find what you're looking for?
More or less. I'm not entirely sure how helpful it would be, but this is a good starting place.
All right. That's good. Good.
All right, so you guys like head out, and I'll say you like quickly eat your food and head back into the library to like after telling Baltaim that you want to continue studying your book, and it's a much quieter place to be able to like get into this deep knowledge. Baltaim, what are you gonna do while Oriana is like poring over this?
I will actually ask the person, is there any books on like the Raven Queen or any of her champions previous on this land?
Books on the Raven Queen? Well, there are books on the creator gods. Champions, I'm not sure, but you can try to check out. I'll Q, you may find something on the Raven Queen there. If not here, the temple might have more religious texts.
And this temple is
Right next door,
Oh,
the large temple to the Dawnlight himself.
okay. And that's open to the public as well?
Yes, but I believe they're a little stricter with their texts. You'd have to talk to them about borrowing policy.
All right. Well, thank you. And I'll head
course.
over to our queue.
Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation.
Okay. Sure. Oh, that's intimidation. Here we go. 8.
Okay. You look over and you find just a general a book on the Raven Queen. So you do find one book.
Okay.
That looks slightly interesting.
Sure. Does it just have like a title, or is it just like an anthology of the Raven Queen?
The Raven Queen and Me. No, I'm just joking.
RQ, are you there? It's me.
It's just called The Threads of Fate.
Sure. What the hell? Why not?
Okay.
He'll kind of go to whichever person he saw, the clerk.
Yeah. Yes.
Take this one, or is there a fee for something?
No,
like
it's free as long as you don't leave it's a 1 week borrowing time. If you need to take it for longer, it's you come back and you re-up your time. And the book just cannot be taken out of the city. And he puts the paper in front of you, and you see like the rules there. And he says, "Please sign here."
Okay. Literally not reading it at all. Sign paper.
Okay. You see the little golden as the signature takes. He says, "Okay, thank you."
Well, perhaps I should have read that.
It's nothing terrible. It just, if you try to take the text, it will find its way back here. And we will know that you tried.
Right.
But no harm will come to you.
Okay then. And I'll just kind of sit down.
Yeah, you find like a chair like near Oriana, I'll say, and begin pouring over. Go ahead and make an intelligence check.
Okay.
Also say this, as you kind of like look over at her tail's kind of wrapped around her, and the end kind of like flicks, kind of like when a cat's like really interested in a toy.
He makes no comment, but he does note that. Intelligence check.
Yep.
Okay, here we go.
Please.
4,
Okay.
Big 4.
All right. You start reading the book, and you're like, it's boring.
Yeah.
It's like talking about like the history of the creation of Aotania and the Raven Queen's sort of part in it, and you get like 10 pages in before you like feel like you're going cross-eyed, and you're just like, ugh, where's the good stuff?
Oriana.
You hear this, Oriana?
Oh, sorry, I forgot I muted myself. Yes?
Is your book more interesting?
I find all books interesting. I love books. Reading is it's my passion.
Can you tell me if this one is interesting or if this one broken?
I'll like put a like I don't know. Do these books have like those little pieces of?
Yeah, they have like a little the little ribbon that you can
bookmark?
use as a bookmark. Yeah.
I'll put that, and I'll put the book down at my side real quick, and I'll like look through his book and just kind of glance through it.
I mean, just basically glancing through it, it's talking about the Raven Queen. Like, you basically look at like the table of contents initially, and it's like it's a book about the Raven Queen, her history, and some knowledge kind of like about her in general.
I mean,
if you want to take a longer perusal, then you'd have to take some time with it.
I'll take a few minutes. I'll take 10 minutes or so, and kind of like find a chapter that looks interesting and read it.
Okay. I'll just say make an intelligence check.
Okay.
Okay.
20.
You find a chapter that talks about. It's actually interesting. You find a chapter that talks about the Raven Queen and the possible relationship she has to Pelor. And you read it for a moment and learn that there has been rumors that there is a slight connection between the Raven Queen, who kind of oversees fate and the moment, sort of fate and death, and yet the god of life and light, and the potentiality of the two dichotomies, potentially having some sort of interconnection. And after like 10 minutes, like that's as far as you get.
And I'll just kind of look over at that point once I finish reading that little blurb. That was here. It talks about how the Raven Queen is thought to have some sort of connection to the Dawn Knight, Pelor. I did not know such a thing was true, so I find that quite interesting. I don't know what you're looking for specifically, so.
Oh well. Is there anything in there like things like our champions do, or anything on?
Did I see anything like that?
Not in the chapters that you. No, looking over the table of contents. It doesn't say like, here is what her champions should do. You just found that after briefly scanning, you found that chapter that was titled something interesting and flipped to it and learned like that little bit of information. That was only like a small portion of the chapter that you were kind of like skimming over.
Later, we find out Baltayan was actually supposed to write a research paper on the Raven Queen weeks ago, and now he's about to offer Oriana 2 gold to write it for him.
Hey, I'll give you like 10 gold.
Ooh, 10 gold. You must want the A. All right.
I'll look to Baltayan and say, I didn't see anything about that in here, but I'm sure this book has information on it. I just maybe.
But it gets
a little longer.
Interesting, right? It's going to get more interesting, though.
The interest you get from a book is not based on necessarily what the book itself holds. It's if it answers questions you're looking for.
What?
How to explain?
Oh God.
Have you heard the old phrase, "Don't judge a book by its cover"?
Yeah.
I think you may be judging the book by its cover.
Well, I was judging the books by like the first few pages I looked at.
Yes, but that's the cover.
Oh, okay.
That's not accurate. Well, the cover is literally the cover. You're saying the first chapter is the cover? That's a lie.
He spent 10 minutes reading and then asked me, was there anything interesting in the book?
Do you hand it back?
I'll hand it back to him and I'll just say, keep trying, Baltayan. Keep trying.
All right, I'll take your word for it. You know an awful lot about books, I suppose. So, all right.
All right. You guys go back to your reading.
I just put the book back down.
Okay, you put it back down.
I go back
about to take a nap.
Yeah. Okay.
He may or may not just leave it here and not actually.
I have it up. I'm like lowering it to my face.
Yeah.
Like taking a nap.
Yeah. Okay. All right. The rest of you begin your journey through the shaded valley and are heading towards the sun's orbit. Is there anything you're going to do within the shaded valley, or are you going straight towards?
I mean, if we can find the shop, Canonical Curiosities, like.
Yeah, I want to keep an eye out to see if I spot it on our way through.
Go ahead and make an investigation. Someone either like one person can make it with advantage, or two of you can try.
And I'll give it a try.
Okay, I'll help him look.
Okay, so advantage, Quinn.
All right. Let's see how this works. That's a 21.
All right.
That was so much
So
better
you
than mine would've
you
been.
ask a few people. A few of them are like, no, I've never heard of that before. But eventually you come kind of across a guard, and he looks over and he just says, "Oh yes, Fozek's shop. It's on the opposite side of the valley in the western quadrant. Yeah, probably. If you basically go opposite from where you are now on the other side, you should be able to find it. You may have to ask one or two, but it's too hard to give you directions from here. It would be a very long list. But if you head on to that side, one of the guards over there should be able to point you in the right direction."
All right. About how long would it take to get over there?
Oh, well, from where you are now, 2 hours probably walking.
Oof, right.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. But, thanks very much. And I'm gonna, relay that.
Okay.
I think we should just go try and find everybody else before we go try and find that shop, because 2 more hours just to get there, and then from there, I don't know how long it would take to get where we're going.
An additional probably 2 hours or more.
Most likely, yeah. I don't think we want to do that.
Yeah, let's head to the library and regroup.
Okay, so you guys head on to the sun's orbit then.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like another hour.
Disembodied voice of Oriana. Take your time.
Another hour, and you make it up to the front of the Crystal Arbor. At this point, it's close to probably 3:30.
Do they have a sign up that says hours of operation?
No, they don't have a sign that says hours of operation.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and go inside
Okay.
because I actually wanted to go to the library in
All right.
general.
Yeah, I did as well.
Okay, I'll say you guys head inside.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find my way back to the library and ask.
Okay,
the
so you
front
ask
desk.
you ask the desk, and they just say, "Oh well, the library is second door on the left." And like just looking at the time, they're like, "You probably have about 2.5 more hours left."
Okay, thanks.
Of course.
So
So yeah, I'm gonna head in as well because I also had a little bit
Okay,
of research.
Sinric and Dobbie, what are you guys doing? Are you just going along?
I mean, I no business in a library.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
stand outside.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys are just
lot
are you
of
hanging out like outside in the or just hanging out like in the sort of common area in the Crystal
I'm
Arbor?
gonna stay outside.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
So, in the event we can't find your swords, what will we need to purchase to get you back up to where you need to be?
I'm not using anything else but them swords.
You're a stubborn one, you know that?
Yeah.
That's kind of all I got.
Okay. All right. So Perry and Quinn, you find your way back to the library. You step in. You see the clerk's desk on the right-hand side, and just looking across the way, you see Baltaim with a book on his face, and you kind of see like the gentle rise and fall of his chest, and you beside him on another chair, you see Oriana sort of meticulously looking through a book.
Okay.
Tail's still flicking.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's like a soft talker out loud when she reads.
So Laura, got it. Okay, I would like to go up to Baltaim, and I would
Okay.
like to gently remove the book from his face,
Okay.
and then, while staying very close to his face, I would like to slam the book shut.
Okay.
Just like grabbing the sword. What? Huh? We're done? Oh, hey Quinn.
Oh, how was the book?
It was relaxing.
I can tell.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You look like you were getting a lot out of it. You're trying to learn via osmosis. Just sit it right on there, let the knowledge soak in.
Yeah. It was Oriana was telling me about special tricks to learn.
I'm gonna let that go. I'm just gonna let that go.
While that's going on, I want to go to the front desk.
Yes, hello.
Hi, I was wondering, do you have any books about either the Cursed Wasteland or the Ocean people?
The Cursed Wasteland. Well, there are quite a few geography books. Is what exactly are you looking for? More of like a history or
A little bit about the history and anyone who might live there.
Oh, well, I'm sure there are a few settlements in and around that area. You can look in row H. That has general knowledge about Serretan and the Empire itself, and the history of it.
Okay. And do you have any books about perhaps the various Druidic tribes that live in the area?
If they are in those books of the history of the land and who lives there, they'd be in there.
Okay, thank you. And then I'm
No
gonna
problem.
Bounce back to
Okay.
where he said to look.
All right. Go ahead and make an
And-
investigation.
Oh, that's a 10.
All right. You find like a history of the Empire. The Empire of Light. It's called.
Okay.
A history of Serretan and the growth over the years.
Okay. I will grab it and page through it.
All right. Make an intelligence check as you come to sit beside by your friends and begin looking through it.
Ha! That's a 5.
I mean, you begin reading through it, and it starts just talking in general about how Serretan sort of came to be, the original empire itself, and sort of the history and lore of what Serretan was thousands of years ago.
Okay, but nothing.
Yeah, you're not really initially getting much about anything that says anything about the Ocean. And honestly, the stuff that you find sort of about the Cursed Wastelands is dated, at least from the information that you're gleaning and looking through. And I'll say that's going to take your time until the library closes. Quinn, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna put it back.
Okay.
Really quickly, I would just tell tell the two that we are going to maybe try and head over to this shop to see if maybe they've got the best of Dobbie's swords after we are done here, and just sort of catch them up. And then I would go also over to the desk because I want to see if I can do a little.
Okay, I'll just let you know, like, they're closing as like.
Okay.
Their closing is basically the same. Like, you assume that their hours are probably the same hours of like when shops shut down and stuff like that. So just be aware of that. You just intelligently know, like, they're probably closing around the same time as like work hours close.
Right. Okay. Makes sense. Okay, then in that case, I would tell them that this is the place we're going to try and check probably tomorrow.
Okay.
And then I would go over and talk to this lovely NPC whose voice just sounds like someone pushing their glasses up their nose. I fucking love it so much.
Can I help you?
Actually,
a little bit.
We are getting a lot of people here today. Oh.
Is I don't know if you got
You're all testing my noggin.
I don't know if you've got any books on this, but I'm trying to find if you've got information on Shadowlands and also the Reaping.
Oh, well, that's an interesting subject. Not too much is well known, but I'm sure there's some history and lore that you can find here. You're gonna look in row T.
Okay. And I will go over
to
there.
Okay, go ahead and make an investigation.
Okay.
This is a gnome, right? You said?
Gnome, yeah.
Yeah, it's a male or a female gnome?
A male.
Okay, I want to go for this.
Okay, well, let me just do Quinn.
Yeah. Let me do my thing real quick, and then I support this person talking so much more. All right.
All right.
That's 23. Yes.
Yeah,
Nice.
so you managed to find I just need to look at my notes here for a second. There we go. Okay, you find a book that says called sort of Blooming Light to Fog of Darkness, an account of the fall of the Blooming Isles and the rise of the Shadowlands.
Okay. I'm trying to make a note of that title.
Titles the DM makes off the top of her head.
It's really good for off the top of your head. Damn, girl.
I was not prepared for all of these people looking for books.
Study session.
Yeah, this is
All right, and so it's Blooming Light to Fog of Darkness, an account of the fall of the Blooming Isles.
And the rise of the Shadowlands.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I would like to check that book out.
Okay, go ahead and make an intelligence check.
Okay. I will do that. Come on, intelligence, don't suck. 3!
All right. You you begin to read it and start to it's taking you a while to get through a lot of it, as it's just a lot of heavy material about sort of what is believed the Blooming Isles were originally before they became what they are today. And you get maybe sort of like 2 chapters in your research, and you find out that they're that these people coveted a sort of arcane divine essence within their land, called the Spring of Life. And it was the Blooming Isles themselves were once a beautiful place. Even at that time, actually quite far advanced from most civilizations on Aotania, just because of their understanding of the both the arcane and the divine, and kind of being able to weave the magics together. And that's about as far as you kind of get with it, is like learning a little bit about the people and who they had been previously. Baltaim, as Quinn comes back to sit down and starts poring over the book, you head over to the curator of the library. Yes, you're back again. Find what you needed.
Yeah, this excellent book I have. I was just wondering, do you work here often, or?
Well, most days, yes. I trade off with my counterpart sometimes.
And what is their name and what is your name, if you don't mind me asking?
My name is Illithid. And my counterpart's name is Agradan. I like Chad's face. There is a reason behind that name. But I don't even know if any of you know what that creature is. So.
Oh,
I know the first one.
I know what the first one is.
I know you meta know what that is, but your people wouldn't know.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, no.
So.
Yeah.
Quinn is clueless.
Yeah, no, most of them just like, okay, yeah, that sounds like beautiful names. Well, thank you for harboring me and my allies, and
No, of course. You're welcome back here anytime. We're open, of course.
thank you. And what time will you all be about closing?
Probably in another hour and a half or so.
All right. Well, I'll let them know. Thank you very much.
Of course, of course. Good luck with your book.
Thank you, thank you.
After reading over for a bit, I would want to actually go back up to the counter. And
well, that would have
check
taken
out.
you your entire, like, you would have been that with that check, you would have been sucked in. So I'll say, like, at the end, as he's like coming around, to be like, all right, everyone. By the way, sorry, Cynric and Dobbie, you are going to be standing out there for like 2.5 hours. So what are you doing? Are you just hanging out on the steps, or like, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go to like a street vendor nearby and just grab some food and like a drink.
Okay, so you head probably back to the same place like Baltaim was. So I'll say like 2 silver. You're able to grab yourself some food and a drink.
I want to stay like, you know, within like.
Yeah, it's like maybe 15.
View of the library,
it's like 15 minutes like down the street, and you're able to like get back up relatively quickly. Like,
yep.
Just Dobbie, what are you doing?
See what's there.
I'm with Cynric.
Okay, you're just hanging with Cynric. Okay. So yeah, you just get to the like you have to get to the, sort of the bottom of there's nothing on the sun's orbit like vendors, so you have to go back down sort of the pathway into the shaded valley, but not too far from where the end of the pathway is. You find a couple of like street vendors that like are selling various types of like meat and buns kind of thing.
No fancy like, you know, clothes vendors or anything like that.
Not right where you it's not a market like here. It's kind of like, it looks just like people like kind of setting up as people are maybe on their breaks walking out and about around the city for guards to stop by kind of thing. You don't see a clothing vendor in this area.
Okay. Yeah, I'll settle for just like the food. Okay. No, I don't want to go out of sight of the library.
Okay. Yeah, you're slightly out of sight of the library, but it's like I said, it's easy enough to get back up to the sun's orbit and get back in view. So yeah, you guys come back and you guys are sitting like you kind of like hang outside, park yourselves sort of against the side of the building, and chill. So as you guys are finishing your books, Quinn, the librarian, comes over to you guys and says, it's closing time. You're going to have to either sign out the books that you've taken or put them back, please.
Yeah, I would like to sign out this book.
Yeah,
right.
the one I have back.
You put the one that you have back? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course, if you'll just head over here with me to the desk, and he pulls out the parchment with the rules on for you. He says, just sign at the bottom, please, and hands you a pen.
I do that.
Oh, and you see the of the golden sort of flourish of arcane. And he says, "Oh, thank you, and best of luck with that book."
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Of course.
And then I'll just make my way out with everybody else.
Okay. You all head out. Those of you with books that kept them, those of you who didn't, you're a lighter load, and you make your way outside of the Crystal Arbor, and you see sitting sort of against the wall waiting for you, Dobbie and Cynric. And at this point, the sun is beginning to set.
I think it's time to head back to the inn. We'll make a fresh start in the morning.
Right, we can head straight for that shop that we wanted to try. And see if we can find anything yours there.
Struck out, no luck on anything?
No, I think on our way through the Shaded Valley area, I will cast that spell again and see, but I'm not sure it'll do us much good.
We could try to just head by that shop where they might be on our way back, or just it'd be maybe a bit of a detour, but still might be worth a try.
It'd be a 2-hour detour. The shop was already closed.
Yeah, It'd be a very big detour. I don't think it's gonna do
Yeah,
us
there's
a lot of
no
good.
there's no point now. We might as well just go back to the inn.
So you guys just heading back to the Gilded Cup?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Whenever I saw my sister yesterday, was she staying like at the temple, or did she stay like she just frequents the inn? Or
She said she frequents the temple. She didn't say she was like living there.
Okay.
She said
mean,
you
you
could
could always-
probably. She said during the day you could probably find her there, but or you could at least ask someone and they could find her. That's kind
Okay.
of like the answer you were given.
Okay. While we're over there, then, and before we head back to the inn, I would want to just pop over really quick, see if she is there.
Okay.
And
All right. You head over there, and
I'll
like.
head with him.
All right. Yeah.
If I see us where it's going.
You guys head. I'll just say like you all like wait, and you head in. You look inside. There are a few people. It looks like they're setting up for like an evening mass. You don't see your sister. Just looking around.
Then I will
General.
look around and ask the first person I can find.
Okay, you find one of the acolytes, a woman, and she says, "Yes."
Hey, pardon me. I'm trying to find my sister, Marianne. If she might be able to see where she's staying.
She's not here right now. She's probably back at the palace.
Does she stay at the palace?
I assume so.
Might I be able to get a word to her? Just if she can come by the Gilded Cup, I want to talk to her about something.
Sure.
Is that?
I will. I won't be able to get it to her until the morning when she's back, but I will let her know.
All right, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Of course.
And then make my way out.
It just nods, and you guys head back to the Gilded Cup. It takes you about half an hour, 40 minutes to get there, and
Okay,
you come
when
back.
we get
Oh, sorry.
very close, I want to just drop locate object one
Okay.
more time. Just
You drop it. Nothing pings. And you head inside. And you find yourself back in the familiar establishment of the Gilded Cup.
All right. So, I mean, I would want to just sort of steer us all
The
over towards
dwarven man
table.
who's there.
Okay.
The one who had served you before and talked to you originally.
Cool.
By the way, the entire way back, Oriana was pulling a bell and just
Oh, nose and book.
reading.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that's fine.
All right. I would want to steer right over towards the table then, probably with Oriana literally like physically steer her.
Yeah,
towards
she
the
probably
table.
held you up a little bit because she's like walking through like crowds and things like that with her face.
I would have like tried to like stick right behind Quinn and like peripherally, look.
yeah, you're still gonna be slowing us down. If
Yeah,
you
you're
look at
reading.
it.
If you're actually reading, then you're gonna be.
Like texting
and that's
or walking.
fine. I mean,
Yeah.
Perry will just steer you.
Yeah, also to use the Belle metaphor, the reason Belle could read a book while she walked is because she knew that town without looking at it because
Exactly.
she'd never been anywhere else.
I mean,
You're in a
how many
strange
street
place,
poles
you
did
dip.
she walk into?
And also, it's a Disney fucking cartoon. Like,
And that, yeah.
so
Could be a whole new world here.
yeah, you don't know. Maybe you'll
Fantastic
find
place to see.
Jasmine and Aladdin. You don't know.
I just
Um,
want to find the magic carpet. I don't care about finding them. Just let me find the magic carpet and the magic lamp. That's it.
I'll go for the genie.
Yeah. Who knows? You may find one.
Where is Dobbie's swords? Wish number one.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah.
So you guys, find your way back in. You sit at a table. It's starting to get a little bit busier now, again, as it's the evening rush. And you see various like people coming in and finding their way to have food and drink. A waiter comes by and asks to take your order, what you would like. Are you guys getting food and drink?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
say it's 5 silver each for food
Okay.
and drink for those who are having it.
Okay. Cool.
And
So I guess, I'll cover Dobbie's as well.
okay. And I'll say for you, I mean, Cynric, if you want food, you can have it, but you've already had, like, you had lunch and then you had your other thing. It's up to you if you
Pretty
want, or
much.
if you just want drink.
Yeah, I'll go with the food because I mean that was
Okay.
probably boredom eating while I'm waiting for them at the
Okay.
library.
All right. Yeah, that's no problem. All right, yeah. So everyone pays up. Your food and drink is brought to you, and you are left to hang out.
Okay.
So, Quinn, I know you're sending a word to your sister. Couldn't you just like send a message to her like you did with Dobbie?
I could.
Just
I
seems
have-
like it would be more efficient.
I have something else in mind for that, actually, and
Fair enough.
rather not use it on her if I don't have to.
Fair enough.
But I think if unless there's anything else tomorrow, we can try that one shop that we didn't get to today. After that, I don't know. Would you want to try and find some work, or did anyone else have anything? Because we did split up for a bit. I don't know if anything changed.
Well, I made preparations. I've got my clothing. I'm ready to head out.
I think we need to look for some work and maybe earn some money. I keep remembering that she said something about purchasing a sand ski.
Right, and I don't know
And-
what that is, but I'm pretty sure we can't afford it.
And some what I'm assuming is animals. What I'm assuming is animals to pull it. So I don't think that we're ready to head out. And I also don't like the idea of leaving without finding either something Dobbie can use or, more specifically, what has been lost.
Right. I don't like the idea of leaving right away myself. Until we make sure we got all the supplies we need, because once we leave, it's not like we can come back very easily.
Right.
Well, there's something I would like to bring up, actually.
Oh.
My endeavors discovered maybe something that could be fruitful. It depends, but it will be a 2-day detour to the Voiceless Wastes.
Okay, and what's this for? What's the reason for the detour?
It's the only thing I've gotten so far on my sister.
All right, say no more.
Yeah.
You followed me all the way out here.
And while we need to get where we're going, we weren't given a deadline, and I'd
Right.
rather be as prepared as possible before we go that way.
Right, and I imagine sooner's better than later, but still, I don't think it'll be a problem if we take a bit of time to check this out. Plus, maybe we can find some work that heads out in that direction, so while we're out, we can make it into a business trip.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to assume that everything that y'all wanted would align specifically with me. So,
Well, we can probably make it align with what we're trying to do.
Contrary to the actions of some, we are all in this together. We accidentally started all this together, and now I think we're kind of stuck.
No, we're entirely stuck with one another.
And if you need help, then so be it.
Right. It's like I said, you had no problems with coming all the way out here, and I know we just happened to be coming in this direction as well, but whether we were being sent here or not, this is where I was going to try and find my sister. I've done that, and if I didn't offer the same consideration to you, I'd be a right awful bastard.
I'm humbly thankful for y'all friendship and accompaniment.
I go ahead and put my bookmark in and close the book for a moment. And I'll be honest, I know I need to go back to River Run, but I wouldn't mind if we take our time getting there.
Also, Quinn, I will say, the things I heard, I would, if you see your sister, if I can see her, if we see her before then, just let her know, be careful on her journeys. These people are interested in Sun Touch in some type of way. They would do something wicked, corrupted to them. Even worse than having them fallen, like I am. So
I see.
I would just tell her to be wary of where her travels take her. They are elusive and appear sometimes out of nowhere, I've been told.
Well, all right. I will let her know. I thank you for the warning. Wouldn't want anything like that to happen to her.
Neither would I. I'm sure she can take care of herself, but just so she's
That
has
she
something
can.
looking over her, she can make sure she's watching her back.
Well, she's stronger than even I thought, but
Well,
still, strength doesn't mean a lot if the numbers are against you. Well, so I guess that's settled. We see if we can find anything that'll lead us out in that direction for money. If not, we head out in that direction after we try and get some more supplies and see if we can find Dobbie's gift.
yes.
And
Okay, so you guys are finishing your food and drink, and then you need to purchase the room for the night again.
Yeah.
So the same amount that I told you last time. I can't remember what it was.
I believe it was like 5 silver.
Yeah.
I'll say.
There you go.
okay.
Okay.
Or it was like 5, 6, and 7, depending on like the room or something like that.
Yeah. I'll pay for our room this time.
I think we got a separate room.
Or are you still getting the separate room?
I mean, someone needs to stay with Dobbie. I do not want that to be me.
Well, I mean, you could probably get like a 4-person room.
Yeah.
7 silver.
2 and 2, or
Let's just do
got
2 and 2.
one.
We can put Cindric and Dobbie in together since.
Okay, so it's so I think it's like for the 2 and 2, it's like 5 silver for each room, I think.
Okay.
Or 6 silver for each room.
Okay.
So
I'll
so
put
3 times 6, so 18 silver total.
Okay. Cool.
All right, you guys head off to your rooms
Mhm.
for the evening. And is
I
there
was probably
anything?
gonna stay up and just kind of drink a little bit.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. Before I go to bed, I want to, just as a long shot, I want to cast Sending one more time. And I'm going to try and cast it at Quinn's mother.
Okay.
And Ma? Don't know if you can hear me. I found Maddie. We're gonna try to fix it. I'm going to find you. I promise. And just sort of sit and then wait as long as I can for a response. Or would I
Okay.
even get the feeling like it went anywhere if it did, if like
I
it
mean,
does
I don't
not
think
work.
I don't think it works. It always works. You can't tell if it, like, there's no, unless someone speaks back to you,
right.
there's
There's
no
no
acknowledgement.
response.
There's nothing you
Yeah.
can do.
Right.
No message seen.
Yeah. Like,
Right.
even if someone gets the message, if they choose not to respond to you or say anything
yeah.
to you, you don't know if they got it. So
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, I know that
you
part of it is like if it has to cross over to a different plane of existence or whatever, there's
you
a
still
chance
don't
it doesn't work.
Yeah,
Still
yeah.
don't know
You
it.
still don't know though whether
Okay.
it did
Yeah,
or
you don't
not.
get to know.
Like you don't
That's what I wanted to
you
know.
don't feel like the message went across planes or anything like that.
Okay. That's good.
So yeah, you wait.
Yeah,
and
I
wait.
will wait up as like
And wait.
until I basically am going to pass out. Probably.
You continue waiting. You hear nothing.
Yep, I kind of figured.
All right, everyone heads to bed.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Quinn, I need you to come into Whisters, please.
Oh,
Okay.
fuck.
I will do that.
Oh.
I was like, oh, we're gonna end on a sad note.
Probably, and it's
Oh,
mine.
probably.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I'm just gonna set things up.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
I sure can.
Okay. Just speak one more time. I just want to make sure that I'm capturing the right audio.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. Okay. All right. So let me just set this up properly. Do-do-do-do. As you head to bed, you just pass out, constantly waiting for, continuously waiting to hear your mother's voice, and eventually your eyes just close and you kind of fall over onto your bed. And as sort of the darkness takes you, it's quiet for a bit until your vision starts to open up and you see that you're walking through fog for a moment before it clears in front of you. And you are in a jungle of some sort. A winding river stretches through the growth around you, and you hear the sounds of the flora and fauna indigenous to the geography surrounding you. It's like your vision flashes forward, and you see that you are now at a fork in the river as it branches out to your left and right. You look up and see the sun through the canopy of large trees with vines spreading between their branches. A couple of monkeys rush past your vision. A voice speaks softly in your ear. Follow the snake tongue to the heart. There is where you will find the answers you seek. Make your offering, and perhaps you will be shown the path. Your vision blurs once more, and when it refocuses, you see a large temple covered in vines and flowers within a clearing. You look around and see the jungle stretch out around it. You hear the voice once more. Come and speak with me. Before your vision fades and sleep takes you once more.
Cool.
All right, we'll go back.
Cool. Yep.
All right, coming back. All right. So, you all have a relatively peaceful sleep. It's cool. Much better than the alley that you had slept in the night before, Dobbie. And you find yourselves waking up in your various rooms the next morning. Please remember to pick the spells that you want to use for today. Now.
Yes.
I don't have to worry about that.
Let me go prep my spells here.
You cast
okay, we're done.
Polearm.
Okay.
Cast face smash.
Yep.
Or cast alcohol.
Just leave these three.
Did I question? I mean, well, I guess did I even notice him like just sitting up, like standing, like just stairs, like basically like a log, like sitting the whole night, or
No, he wasn't sitting the whole night. He eventually, I
Passed
mean, if
out.
you're really paying, if you stay up to like watch him,
No, but I mean, like, does he like? Did I just
No,
see
when
him,
you
like,
when you
just
wake up in the
sitting,
morning, you see him like waking up from his bed as well.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if he just was sitting there for like a weird, awkward amount of time, and I was just like,
I mean, he does
Okay.
sit there for a weird, awkward
Yeah.
amount of time. It looks like he's like concentrating on something or waiting for
Okay.
something. But I'd say you'd eventually go to bed, and in the morning you see that he is
He's
also
asleep,
in bed,
okay.
and he's
He's
waking
not,
up
like,
from a sleep.
floating at the roof, like you
Yeah.
know, a scene from
No,
the
or
yeah,
he's
I
not,
just-
or he's not still sitting there like.
yeah. I just
in,
asking, like, because
like,
like if your
fugue
roommate
state.
is like just sitting in his bed, like straight up, like stand still for like an hour or two, you're like, what the fuck is
No,
going
I would
on?
have said like he probably would have like been sitting in his bed, but looked more like in a meditative state,
Meditative
like
state,
looked
okay.
trying to like
Okay.
looking like he was concentrating.
But then again, I mean, also assume like the day before he was staring in the corner
Yeah.
while he casted spells.
Yeah, but
So anyway,
I
but
wasn't
yeah,
paying
when you
attention.
wake up, as you wake up, you see him kind of coming off the pillow as well and waking up. All right, so you all get up in the morning, dress yourselves, get yourselves ready for the day, and make your way out into the common area to get your breakfast and decide what your next move is for the day.
I think we already decided what our first
Yeah.
move is.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, well, real quick, can I get the barkeep?
yeah,
Right,
you
everything.
flag over the barkeep, and he's kind of like the one working right now. Boy, what you want?
We're looking for work. We want to make sure our coin doesn't run out while we're in town. Is there any place where has postings or job board around?
Oh, you could probably head to the bounty hole.
Alright.
It's the headquarters of the Amber Garrison. It's the north end of the Shaded Valley. Can't say what they'll have there, but it's usually what you're looking for.
I mean, it depends on what our friends are. We could be bodyguards or perhaps
Again,
a
they have
caravan.
all manner of things there. It could
Alright.
be. It's dependent on time of year and what they need.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Of course. And he like refills your drinks and makes sure you have what you need.
And where is this place we're headed? It's which
The west.
direction?
Yeah.
West. But it's the bounty hall is the north.
Should we split our focus again or go?
No.
No,
I
I don't
think
think so.
we just make go swing around to see if we can find out thing and see if we can swing around in the north if we get time to.
I think we'd be better off staying together that way. If we end up accepting work, it's better if we all find out at the same time what that might be.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys
So we're off
finish,
to the
you
Shaded
guys
Valley,
finish
then.
all your meal and everything like that, and
Mhm.
start heading. Well, you're already in the Shaded Valley, but you
Yeah,
start
we're staying
heading
in the Shaded
around
Valley.
the sun's orbit to the western side. Takes you about from where you are an hour and a half or so,
Hmm.
but you get to the western side.
Okay.
Let's ask around, see if we can find the world's treasure.
You ask about the world's treasure, and
Oh.
most people say they don't know what you're talking about.
That's not the one we're looking for. It's Canonical Curiosities.
Oh, okay, yeah.
World Treasure was back in the other market.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Never mind.
When you find a guard and you say canonical curiosity, he says, yeah, if you just head down this street here, make a right, pass 3 blocks, and then make a left, and continue down for another maybe 10 minutes or so, you should find the shop.
Okay.
Cool. So we go
Let's
exactly
head
in that direction.
then.
Okay. You head in that direction, and after about 15 minutes or so, you find yourself in front of a shop called Canonical Curiosities. It's a what looks to be like a single-story building. It's got an interesting sign with sort of like a potion brewing, and a couple of like sparkles around it. And you can head your way in if you'd like.
Before we go in, I'm gonna cast Locate Object.
Okay. You cast Locate Object, and
Mhm.
you don't find anything.
So,
Okay.
it's not hanging. That doesn't mean it's not here.
Perhaps they sold it.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. If it's behind any kind of lead, I can't find it.
Don't forget to mark off the spell.
What about other materials?
No, it's just any thickness of lead.
Well,
I mean, we can still go inside, see if it's
go in
maybe
and
magically
ask.
protected.
Yeah, Dobbie's just gonna go in
Okay.
while she's talking.
All right.
I will follow him very closely
Yeah,
because we've
I'll
all learned
follow.
Dobbie can't be left alone.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll follow.
You head inside, and you find this interesting shop full of shelves of sort of items, trinkets, and you smell like burning incense, and you see various like boxes of things, like not open, but sitting on various sort of shelves, and across the way is a counter, and you see a man sort of leaning against the counter and looks up as you kind of come in, and the bell kind of dings and kind of grunts. This is a drow gentleman, white hair, sort of the dark grayish skin, has a sort of a fedora type hat on his head, and like a coat, not a heavy coat, but it's just like a coat over, and just kind of like as you step in, he looks like to be reading a book of some sort and looks back down at the book.
Okay. My man, yo, I'm gonna cut to the chase. I need.
What do you want?
You got any someone sell you a magical sword?
No.
A regular pair of swords?
No.
Or swords?
No.
No one sold you anything recently?
No.
Can I inside him?
Go ahead.
Can I answer him? He just seems standoffish. Like we haven't even said anything to him, basically.
While they're
12.
having that conversation, I'm gonna kind of wander.
18.
Like I'm browsing.
Okay, you can wander
See if
while
I
you
get
run.
any kind of feel.
Oriana and Baltaim, I mean, he's hard to read. He does though seem like awfully standoffish for a merchant who would want to sell things. But you can't really tell whether he's being honest or not. He seems very like cut and dry, stoic. Like, I got nothing for you.
I apologize. I was under the assumption that this was a store. This is not.
It's a store, but I got nothing for the likes of you.
For the likes of whom?
You.
Right,
Have
that's
we,
still incredibly vague.
Have we wronged you in some way, sir?
No.
Right.
Is there a reason you're refusing service to paying people?
I don't see you paying anything.
It's because you haven't told us that there's anything here.
Exactly.
I'll put 10 gold down. Well, now we're paying.
For what?
Well, why don't you discern what you have to sell us?
Fine. He slams his book on the counter and he says, "You want items, of course. All right. Then I'll show you my wares. It's not in the front of the shop. I really just didn't want to do this today." And he unlocks the back and he pushes open the door and he says, "Come, I'll show you the best, and you can decide if you've got the money to spend." And he starts heading back in, and kind of like moves like maybe 10 feet in and kind of like looks back at you all.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Yeah, I'll follow.
I'm gonna use my foot to kind of like tap Dobbie's foot and just kind of give him a look like. I don't know how to describe the look.
Okay. Well, Oriana taps your foot and
Yeah,
and
just
looks
gives
at
him a
you.
look.
Fuck, you tapped my foot.
He's waiting for you. Are you heading inside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I was
Yeah,
following
he's heading.
straight away.
I'm following.
So you head back. He kind of closes the door and he heads off to the right hand side through like another doorway and he says, "Here, back here." And he unlocks another door and he says, "This is my main storeroom area where I keep the best. You said the likes of you? Well, let's see if the likes of you can afford what's in here." And he motions for you to enter.
Okay.
Okay.
I do that.
Follow.
All right,
Let me
you
get
you head in, and there's like a stairway that like heads down, and you do see like various like crates and like objects in the room. And as you guys head down the stairway and like sort of opens up the room, you hear the door click,
Mm-hmm.
and he like whistles, and he says,
That's why I was tapping Dobbie's foot.
Shit.
and
You're gonna give me a signal. The fuck is this? Tapping the foot, man.
and I'll put you here.
Okay.
And let me just get this. Stalking out of the corner of the room.
What the fuck is that?
You see,
Oh, delightful.
and it moves to about here.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Oh,
And
that's
Is the
the-
guy still in the room with us, or did he
Yeah,
like
the door.
close the door?
He's in the room with you.
He's in the room. He whistled for this thing.
Okay.
And this door is not open; it's closed. And I'll take initiative, but we're not going to get into the battle right now.
Yeah,
And I still didn't get a ping, so.
You did not get a ping.
Okay.
What
Okay.
type of wares is this, man?
I'll roll.
Sight ring.
Okay.
But I mean, that door could have had,
I'm pretty sure this guy is one of the things Dobbie was looking for originally.
Oh, hey, awesome.
I just need to.
Damn.
That's
Nice.
cool.
I just need to see.
Like with the guy I was looking into, or what I was originally?
No,
No,
I
the
think this guy's
guild.
connected to the guild,
Oh.
and we
Cool for
didn't
me,
ask
dude.
the right. We didn't ask the right questions.
Oh.
Maybe.
Fuck. I mean, I
What?
guess.
That's why
I'm
Oriana was
something.
tapping his foot.
Don't tap Dobbie's foot.
And not
Tap
explaining
somebody
what
else
you
who
were
has
trying
who has
to
the
look at
time
him
to try to
To be
understand your
fair,
tappings.
I couldn't think of how Oriana would give him a signal like this. So
No, I think
he
that's
just
what she
gives
would
him
have
a
done,
look
though.
like
She would have
a
just like nudged him and gave him a look.
like
so he'd
this
just be
is
like,
your this is your department. Like that was kind of like the idea that she was going for.
Okay, and then
He's
I
getting
need
a shifty vibe.
I just have to make sure I wrote this right. Did I?
Oh, fucking
I did. Okay.
kind of homunculus.
You don't know. Oh, this
I
one
know.
also.
It certainly is something.
Okay, at least it got low. So,
And I didn't spec up for a lot of combat.
oops.
Well, good news. Tempest Cleric means I'm always at least partially spec'd out for combat.
Yeah,
Now I gotta bruise my hands now.
You poor
Yes.
baby.
Okay, fuck.
There
dude,
are
I gotta-
consequences
month.
to your behavior.
Mhm.
All right, and that is where we'll end this evening. I'll just show this to the chat so that everyone can kind of see what we're getting into here.
Yeah, look what we walked into.
Hooray.
Some
I paid
panther
gold.
with an eyeball on its tail.
Yo, man.
And yeah,
All
this is
fucking
what the group has to
conspiracy,
deal
bro.
with in this very small room.
Yep.
Got
And
some stuff, but
we will be back next week to deal with whatever this is. So that should be interesting.
Yes, that is a word
yeah,
for it.
that's a word.
It is
At least I
It's an
remembered. I
interesting
remembered
looking
the audio this
Yeah.
time, so the whole thing is properly recorded.
Yay.
I did it, team.
Yay!
Yeah.
Good job, Heroes
Great
Leader.
success.
Yeah, we did it. And yeah, we appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the session, please share with your fellow D&D lovers. The best way to help a stream grow is to spread the word. And we keep seeing more and more people coming to follow, so that's awesome. We really appreciate you guys. It's huge for us. And we love, obviously, our consistent viewers who come back and are taking this journey with us. So thank you. And remember, folks, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. Have a great Friday, make good choices, and we hope to see you back here next week. We will see you later. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Pause.
In the shit.